All right, I'm here. Yeah, AWO Aaron Water in the house. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 119. Yes, my title is 119 of Let's Talk Pop. This will be our Friday weekly show now. I assume, unless something big breaks. But welcome to my channel, AWO. If you're checking my channel for the first time and you see what you like, please subscribe. And also for new occurrence, smash the like button down below. Join membership if you can. Two tiers. The second tier is not much more expensive than the first tier. It's not $5. It's more like $3. The first tier is $1. The second tier is $3. And yes, welcome to Let's Talk Pop episode 119. This is Let's Talk Pop. Is mostly we talk more than just what I typically talk on here. Lately, I've been talking a lot of Superman, lots of Superman, some Fantastic Four, a little bit of Jurassic World in the past few days. But this episode, we're going to talk a lot about The Last of Us. We're going to talk about The Last of Us. The show Last of Us, not the game, the show Last of Us. We're going to talk about Nintendo coming out with saying they plan to make more TV/movie films, Nintendo. We got official casting of Street Fighter, and there will be other things to talk about too that come to mind. But yeah, I'd like to say hello to. I saw TJ's here. Say hello to TJ. I saw him earlier. Red's here. Blinded's here, obviously. I did see Patrick earlier in the chat. So yeah, well, so welcome to episode 119, 119 of Let's Talk Pop. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Free to join. I don't know what's going on in the DM group. This DM group I was in, I was out. I was out for most of the day, and my phone kept. I had it vibrate. My phone kept buzzing, and it was just red, sideways, Finbar, and blinded, DMing in the group chat I have, and then all of a sudden they started talking about making comics. Yeah, and it was. I just had to check back in, and you see here. And you see here, red. And I wasn't late. Honestly, I wasn't sure what time I was going to come back. Was if I was going to make it back before 10:30 or 10 o'clock or 10:15 my time. But but I did. But I did. Okay. Tomorrow I have no. I don't know. Tomorrow I have an idea of what I'm going to look at tomorrow for you guys. Okay. But I plan to stream tomorrow. I do have an idea what I'm going to stream tomorrow. Okay. I do know what I plan to stream tomorrow. Start typing, guys. Start talking. Talk. You were talking before the stream. Blind, I sent you an invite. And. I'm sorry, I'm also watching wrestling too. SmackDown. I don't know. Apologize again. Okay. Apologize for that. Okay. But, shit. I don't know what I did there. Sorry. Gotta get back to Netflix. Exit Netflix. Okay, so yeah, we're talking Let's Talk Pop. We're gonna talk Let's Talk Pop. We're gonna talk about first. We're gonna kick it off with Last of Us. We're gonna start off with Last of Us right away. Okay. We're gonna start with Last of Us right away because this is very interesting. This is very interesting. The news about Last of Us season 3. That season 3. This is very interesting. Okay. And This is big. This is big. And here's Degrassi. Welcome, Degrassi. This is big. If you really think about it, all right. This is big news in the for HBO's Last of Us because maybe I don't know. Maybe like he said, yeah, he's leaving to work on Intergalactic. I think that early May. I think there's still more to this. I think there's really more to this that meets the eye. That he's saying this isn't because of Intergalactic or he wants to work on Intergalactic. More focus on that movie. Not movie. Fuck, that's not a movie. A video game. But I don't buy that one shit. Buy that one shit. Is that a saying? One shit. I don't buy that at all. I I think I mean, look, I think he left because he knew that. I don't think he liked the direction some of the stuff the show was going, and you could clearly see season 1 and 2. Season 1 and 2. I don't know. There was like a massive drop off in quality of the show, and especially writing wise too. It's it's like for the first season. The first season was a masterpiece in my opinion. But the second season was like I'm like, no, me and Blinder we done spoiler reviews for each episode, right? And me and Blinder like we agree on most of the show. Like something's off about like something is not wrong with the season. The writing, the characterizations of some of the characters, how Bella Ramsey's Ellie is. Yeah, like this is just something not right with the show season 2, and you can really see it. You can really see it with the difference between season 1 and 2. And I'm like, man, what happened to this show? It's like I know later on Game of Thrones suffered from that as seasons went on, right? But Game of Thrones season 1 and 2 wasn't, or season from 1, 2 to 3, 4, 5, whatever. It didn't suffer until like 8 and 9. This suffered in the second season. Second season, like so I really think there's more behind the scenes. I think he still wants to finish. He still works on Naughty Dog. Still wants to finish on the. Maybe there's a third game in the works. Maybe an Intergalactic. He still obviously. I think he still wants to do that. Obviously, but I also think like that's just that's just a defense. That's just a defense he's using um, to justify his reasoning for leaving the show. And Chris Mazin, who's going to continue on writing for season 3, and we know season 3 is going to be based on. And we know season 3 is going to be based on Abby, Caitlin Dever's character, right? Which would be she's the focus, and season 4 is going to be obviously the conclusion of the series when two the two protagonists. You could say two protagonists and two antagonists. They're both considered, I guess, in a way, they'll be both considered protagonists and antagonists, antagonists to each other and protagonists to each other, right? And that's going to be the season 8 is going to be them head to head finally. But you can clearly tell it's good to see Degrassi. Yeah, I think I said that. Um, yeah, man, and I knew some people that haven't played the game. I knew some people weren't that were going to play that haven't played the game were probably going to be upset with Pedro Pascal being killed off so early on. But it is part of the game, and he needed to be killed off because it's very important to Ellie's character, right? Very important to Ellie's character. And okay, it's not something they could avoid. Okay, you think so, Chris Mason? You think so? Like, I'm curious to know what, like, the behind the scenes toward the show. Okay, and right, it was just you really if you go back to season one and season two, just say I watched season one and season two back to back, you could definitely I would definitely see like what I don't I see like what the hell happened here? What happened here? What happened between what happened here? Same writers, same people work on the season one, season two. Like what happened? Maybe it was difficult to adapt the second game into live action. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. But I always believe if you got the right people, you can almost adapt anything and make it good. And you would think after season one, they incorporated with Neil Druckman, right? Yeah, HBO made sure to have Neil Druckmann working on the show. They even got the guy who got Last of Us off the ground, and then just maybe it was just maybe some disagreements. Neil Druckmann, people in the writing room, HBO. Maybe there was just disagreements. Hello, Anthony. Maybe there was just disagreements on some things. Okay, I heard. Now I read somewhere that I don't know if this come up publicly, but I think one of you guys might have seen it. Okay, maybe if he wasn't, maybe he should have been involved. Now I heard that I don't know. I heard that or read somewhere on X. I didn't hear from people. Okay, I read on X that Pedro Pascal was having or creative issues. Pedro Pascal was having with the creative team with creative of Last of Us for season two. I don't know. I think Blinded. You might have seen that. Did you see that? I don't know if I think it's Blind. I think it was you. Blinded. I think it was you or Sideways. One of those. One of those people. Okay. Because you were focused on both of Last of Us. You're very obsessed with Last of Us, especially because I think you're playing it again, and I know Sideways is playing it, right? I don't know if it was you or Sideways who might have commented something or showed about Pedro Pascal maybe having disagreements with creative with shooting season two, even though he knew he was going to die in the second episode. But I don't know if that's 100% true. Okay. Here's Blinded. Yeah. Hey, welcome, Blinded. Oh, you there?
Oh, yeah, you can't hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll
how are
talk
you, man?
louder then.
How are you?
Um, I'm pretty good.
Good, man. Good. That's good, man. It's good you're doing. I know you're doing. You're doing better now, huh? I hope you're getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely I won't say like I'm a lot better, but yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I am coming on, so
yeah, yeah, and you do sound a little bit more like yourself again.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that's
mean, it's
good.
been a month now,
Yeah.
so yeah, it
There's
slowly
Red.
gets better.
Man, what are you and Red talking about making comic books and all that? Like Red's.
Yeah, well, Sideways is writing a comic book. I
Yes,
thought
I was.
Red was writing a comic book just to make fun of them. But if it's Sideways, then I'll support Sideways. Whatever Sideways does, I'll support it. I mean,
Seriously,
even if Red does say he's gonna write a comic, I would support it. I mean, I would support
yeah.
anybody in the chat making a comic. So yeah,
And I'm like, I'll make a comic too. And then Mario's like, might as well everybody make a comic.
might as well. Yeah, might as well. I mean, it's long and hard, but
I
I mean,
know.
if you want to, why not? I mean,
I
do
know.
whatever you want, right?
Yeah. Oh, shush. She's just red. But I'm here. We're talking about Last of Us. Was it you who
Mhm.
said? Was it you or Sideways that posted something about Pedro Pascal and Last of Us?
Uh, I didn't post it in the group chat. I think I responded to something you said
Responded,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, there was like a quote. I don't know, like, because a lot of these people hate Neil Druckmann, and I got to be honest, I don't really understand the hate. I think the hate mostly comes from, I mean, I think it's because he's Israeli and people have
Hmm.
said that he like supports, I don't know, the IDF, and so people have like extrapolated that. And obviously, The Last of Us Part Two has like mirrors elements of the conflict that's currently going on. But I mean, the thing is, he's been pretty supportive of Palestine. So I mean, I don't know why
It
people like
doesn't.
to bring that up, but
It doesn't
and I
matter.
haven't,
It
and the
doesn't matter to
examples
some
that
people.
people have sent me, people like that I know personally, I'm not going to call them out. Um, I just disagree with them, but like, he doesn't say anything where it's like, okay, like what exactly is the problem here with what he said? I mean, he also has donated and a ton to the cause and all that stuff like that. So I really, I don't know. I think people see him, and obviously a lot of people don't like the second game, and so a lot of people see him as like, oh, he's trying to be like a Kojima and this and that, and it's like Neil Druckmann is nowhere comparable to Kojima. I mean, Kojima puts himself into games. I mean, his whole
Yeah,
thing is really just I'm Kojima, and like Neil Druckmann, I've never like besides that one time where he was on the red carpet. When the hell has he put himself into any of his games? I mean, Neil Druckmann doesn't have like I really don't get it. Like even when people say this is another thing I see people say that I always debunk because it's stupid. And it shows that people just didn't play the game. People are like, "Oh, Manny is an insert of Neil Druckmann," and you're like, if you played the game, you would understand that if he was a self-insert, then that is a hilarious and stupid self-insert. And also, he dies for a horrible death, one of the worst deaths in the game.
hmm,
So, if it was a self-insert, why would you kill yourself in such a gruesome, disturbing way? I don't really understand. Again, most people don't like the game, so they'll say they'll use whatever ammo, right? I get it. If you don't like the game, that's fine. But I just feel like people have this like forced hatred where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that I don't like, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of games that I don't like that I think are trash, and I'm like, well, the game is garbage. I don't rag on it all the time, right? Like I do rag on certain games, right, if it's brought up, but I just find it
yeah.
weird how people have this like I don't really understand the obsession with the hatred of The Last of Us, especially when the first game was kind of controversial when it came out. Like
Hmm.
the first game was controversial. It had some controversial elements. Um, I guess because it was such a beloved game and people talked about it so much that over time people forgot that it was controversial and that it did stuff that people did question, like the fact that people didn't want to kill the fireflies. They wanted a choice or that they didn't
Yeah.
agree with the ending of the first game. But again, it's like I don't know, like like The Last of Us. I think it's just gonna ride off into the sunset. I don't know if they'll make a third game. It would be nice if they did. Really, I don't really care if they make a third game because if they do, it's fucking years and years before they even come out with one. Like then their next game, which
It's intergalactic.
I don't even know. Like, yeah, I mean, who knows if that'll be a good game or not? I mean, their games are still like gameplay wise, I don't see why people would hate on them. Like, yeah, okay, you might not like The Last of Us Part Two story, but the gameplay is one of the best seamless third person shooters ever. Like, it's fantastic. If that wasn't a multiplayer game, people would eat that shit up. I mean, if it didn't have The Last of Us on it, people would be praising it. So I don't really understand that, but I don't know. The show is definitely a mess. The show is a mess,
Season 2 is
even
a
for
mess.
people who like the game. they
Yeah.
butchered a lot of the characters and a lot of the point of what was going on. I don't think it's as bad. I think you could recover from it, but I mean, you pretty much shit on your main character, and a lot of people dislike that. A lot of people don't like Ellie. She's not what she was in the game. They changed her to make her look like a really unsympathetic person. I don't sympathize with her at all in the show compared to the game, and I think that makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Um, I also think that the whole finale was a mess. It was a mess. I don't know what they were thinking, especially for HBO. I don't know what they were thinking. That whole gets drifted away to another island, like stuff like that was insanely stupid for an HBO show.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, yeah, the other writer of the game also left. She came out and said she's not going to be continuing. I mean, Neil Druckmann has a better excuse compared to her because I mean, Neil Druckmann is running a studio. He's working on a game that's about to be released. There's also three other games at Naughty Dog that he's probably overseeing. He's not directing them, but he's overseeing them. So I mean, he does have a lot on his plate. I just find it ironic. People hate on the guy, but it's like, oh, like, what exactly did he contribute that was bad to the second season? Not a whole lot. The best episode in the season was directed by him, and it was a good episode. So I
Hmm.
mean, what was the problem? They had great performances. They had what's his name come back or not come back, but Ralphie. I don't remember the actor's name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Ralphie from Sopranos, and he's in The Matrix. I really don't remember the actor's name, but he's a great actor. He was in that
Yeah.
episode. It was a flashback episode. Again, it was we had the whole scene with Joel and his dad. It was honestly, it was great. It was a great episode, and then you get into the finale, and then it was just complete crap. It was like a total heel turn. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Do I care about a season three? I mean, I'll watch it. I'm
I'll
not
watch
as
it.
excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll watch it for sure. I'm sure there might be some good elements or whatever, but I think they
I
suck the excitement out of the show and what it could have been.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. 'Cause we talked about season two a lot because we did reviews of it. We did season one. Some of you were not around when we did season one, but we did season
yeah,
one. We, we, we pretty much critically acclaimed how good season one was. Season two, while we didn't
yeah.
bash it or anything like that, it wasn't terrible. It just
No, but
wasn't the
it was very shocking to me at least to hear
yeah.
Craig Mazin and the comments that he made. I just think they were like, why would you say this? Why would you say this publicly? Why would you say this on a podcast? It just made it seem like he had no clue what he was doing. He had no clue about the game that he was adapting.
Hmm.
I also think they tried to tailor the show to like make it less controversial and all that stuff like that. I really don't
Yeah.
I really don't understand. Like they didn't need to do all of that. I think if anything, they should have added on to what existed instead of narrowing it or dumbing it down. Like those are
Hmm.
my problems with the show, where characters would just say the fucking themes of it, just like, you know, on the nose fucking dialogue. It was just, it just wasn't well written. That was really it. Like the problem wasn't the actors, it was the writing. No, it was a
It was
still,
bad writing.
yeah, it was bad
It
writing.
was.
That was the problem.
It was. Especially for Ellie. Ellie was really
Yeah,
like the main character of the season was horribly written.
right.
Horribly written. Oh my god, it was a contrast.
Yeah, some people like Omen Boy says like it was good. Like I'm sure if you didn't play the game, you probably would like it. Unless again you just there's like again, it's a controversial story for a reason. it's not going to please everyone. And to be honest, like sometimes I feel like it's okay to have stories like that, especially if that's kind of the point that they're trying to make. I don't know. It's like every time we talk about this, it's like I always have to say yes, I do like the game, and then like people are like, "What the
Hmm.
hell?" and blah blah blah, and it's like really fucking annoying. Like you can't like shit, even though there's like tens of thousands of people will say it's trash or whatever reason. Like I really could care less, right?
Us.
But but at the same time, it's like every time you bring up talk about the show, it's like or the game and the show, it's like it's just kind of hard to talk about. It's just kind of like I don't know. Like I'm kind of over it now. That's why I'm like I don't. If a third game is announced, I would be very excited. I will definitely play it. But if we never see a third game, which I'm still really not convinced that they're making a third game,
I
I'm
mean,
not convinced.
look at the timeline. It's been 7 years from the first game to the second game, right? 13 to 20. Ready? It's ready. Five
Yeah,
years from the
it's
second
already
game.
been 5 years. Their next game is probably 2027.
When
If we
was
are getting a Last of Us 3, we're not going to see that until the
when
next
was
decade. So,
when was
like,
Last of
does it
Us
really
two?
matter?
When was Last of Us two like announced? Not like coming up.
2016.
Okay, that's 3 years after the first game. Yeah, that's we're past that now.
Yeah, I
We're-
mean, I'm really not convinced that they're making a third game. Like, if they are making a third game, this is going to be like a GTA 6 or Red Dead Redemption 2 situation where it takes them like a very long time and they don't even announce it. And
oh
it's just
yeah.
like, oh, here it is. They could do that. Um,
And
but I
GTA was
don't
just
know.
randomly announced. It was just like randomly announced. Like not an award show, not one of those Jeff Knightley award shows, not the video game awards. It was just randomly announced. They barely confirmed.
Yeah. Homie Boy says I'm biased because I adore Pedro. Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay,
I think he's a
Pedro's
good actor.
fine. Pedro's fine in the show overall.
I think everybody is okay in the show. I mean,
Yeah,
my issue with Bella Ramsey isn't like
sure.
I think she could have played an older Ellie. I think they just really let her no, they really
They didn't let him mature a
they
bit.
let her suffer. I don't know why. They could have definitely like she's like 5'1", right? Why couldn't you put her in stilts? Why couldn't you put an apple box? Why couldn't you put, a 3-inch heel in her fucking boot? Make them slightly taller, dress her differently, add more, like dress her more appropriate to her age and make it seem like,
And,
okay, there is uh a giant like gap, right?
and he
Like,
made her so unlikable in the show.
yeah, they made her like more selfish focused in
Yeah.
my like not really thinking about other people when the whole point of her mission is about other people. It's just that she kind of, toward the ending, gets blindsided by what she's really seeking out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I think they could recover from it, but I think there is going to be like a lot of people. Like they definitely lost a good chunk of the
Yes, they
people who
have.
played the games, and were like the only like if you lost the people who played the games, like it's not really a good sign. I mean, like I said, they could still recover, right? They could recover with the third season. They really just have to nail down, like okay, if we are going to change it, right? Like we have to understand why we're changing it, and the change has to fall in line with the characters and the story that they're telling. They can't just go, well, we're changing this because it feels more natural or it feels more like those, I think, are BS excuses. You know what I mean? Like those excuses will not fly. They have to have a legitimate reason. Like an actual reason, not go, oh, it's it just doesn't feel natural to us. Dude, what the hell does that even mean?
So, yeah.
Yeah, oh
Surprisingly,
shit, my phone's about to die. Give me a second.
you gotta go on your laptop or whatever. Yeah, he's gonna go on his phone. He'll be back, guys. He'll be back. Well, my videos is kind of popping a little bit. That's good.
Okay, I'm
Back.
back.
Okay.
I'll just leave my phone there.
All
But
right, all right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like I want to see something new from Naughty Dog, and if they make a third game, like that's fine and stuff. But I think for now, yeah, I kind of just want to be like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. So, oh man, you're new to my channel. I see you comment my stuff, which I from reviews, which I appreciate.
mm,
We do talk about Chris Randolph on here,
yeah.
but you know.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah.
Except the
Let me
problem
see. Hold
is,
on. Let me read your comment. Sorry.
yeah, because we heard this too.
Says
Yeah,
yeah, Katie O'Brien.
yeah.
As someone who's familiar with the franchise, what's your opinion on this? Yeah, people were always saying
She's in her
Katie
mid thirties.
O'Brien, but she's in her mid 30s, and Abby is supposed to be a younger character. Like she's supposed to be in her like mid 20s, and also because of Bella Ramsey, like it would have looked like a noticeable age gap. So
Man,
and
huge
people,
age gap. They're supposed
yeah,
to be comparable. They're supposed to be very. They're supposed to be the yin and yang of each other. You know, they're supposed to
yeah,
be
people
comparable.
people say Katie O'Brien because Abby is supposed to be jacked, which she's not in the show, and that was another point too that I feel
Uh,
like was a problem for me at least. I mean, I guess most people didn't care, and they were like, "Well, it doesn't affect the story," and it's like, well, that's easy for you guys to say, but like 5 years ago, the whole argument was, does Abby even need to be jacked? And the reason was yes, because it's a story reason. Then 5 years later, when they do the adaptation, they go, well, it's not really like important to the story. Like that was only important to gameplay. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, so all the people who defended that creative decision now look stupid because you're like, oh, well, we have to change it because essentially we don't, well, in other words, what they wanted to say was the actress cannot get that physically jacked or can't work out to look like she's in this like muscular shape, which she didn't really need to look like the video game character. We're just saying you need to
that's
at
very
least look
unrealistic.
like she's fit and she's like putting in effort at the gym. That's the whole point of the character, right? But no, they took that away, and when I said that, people were said it wasn't a big deal. Okay, well, now
Okay,
we're at
yeah,
the ending of
yeah.
the show, and now no one cares about the show, right? So
People
I just
said
think
like
that's kind of funny. But
she just has to put on some muscle.
yeah,
Like
I'm not
she has
saying
to.
there needs to be a lot,
Yeah,
but
she's not gonna
like,
be. She doesn't even look like a bodybuilder. Like she doesn't need to look like that for the
no, she
show.
doesn't even look like a bodybuilder in like the people again, like the amount of people who say like he looks like this, like jacked, whatever. Like, I'm like, do you guys have you guys like walked into a gym? Like, there are women there who are like very muscular. Like you don't need like he's not some
Thank
fucking
you.
Hulk looking character. Like all we're saying is this character needs to look like she actually works out. She actually looks like she has to be like physically fit. That's it. Like I think the way
Hmm.
that the character in the game is dressed sometimes and the way that they have her and they emphasize, and by the way, people also like in a game and movies, like the one thing that is hard to always tell is people's height and you know what I mean? Like if you're a woman who's really tall, right? Like let's say if you're 5'11", right? On a screen, like when you're standing next to certain people, that might make you look like, oh, you're the same height as dudes, right? So like
Yeah.
sometimes like the size and perception of movies, games, the comic books, right? Like it's kind of hard to tell what is what.
Oh,
Um,
comic books for sure. Because most women drawn comic books is very unrealistic.
yeah, like when you watch a movie with Tom Cruise, do you feel like Tom Cruise is shorter than everybody else? No, but
No.
Tom Cruise is actually short in real life, right? But they obviously dress it up in a way that it makes it seem like, yeah, he is this larger than life person, right? So
It's
like those are like my criticism,
yeah.
but I don't know. It's like again, it's like that's what I'm saying. They took away something that they knew was controversial instead of being like, why don't we just make it where okay, the character looks like they're not, or to some people make it look like she's this hulking person, right? But she just looks like a fit like she has some hours in the gym, like she's spending time focusing on this because that's part of the character, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's like they make up an excuse that doesn't even make sense in my opinion. It's like it's for gameplay reasons. What the fuck? Like the gameplay is part of the story. The gameplay, if you play the game, you are also being fed story elements.
Yeah.
So
So
that's an insane excuse, in my opinion. I just get
so
really fucking annoyed when I hear shit like that. That's just dumb as fuck.
as blind as said, Omen Boy,
Yeah.
it wasn't the actress. The actress was fine. Like the acting was
Hmm.
fine. It was the writing. Like
Well, I mean, he makes it. She didn't seem physically intimidating to me,
no,
which is true. But I thought the actress did a great job. I think she did a great job too. I'm not gonna criticize the acting
no.
based on the way she looks, right? I'm blaming that on the showrunner and the
The
writing.
gym vibe.
The writing,
Oh
right? I think, like I said, I don't have a problem with any of the actors. Everybody who was in the show did a great job with the material
yeah,
that they had. The people that need to be criticized is the writer's room and Craig Mazin. Craig Mazin is a showrunner and he made creative decisions that don't really make sense, right? If you're going to change something, don't say, oh, well, it's like that because, it's a game versus we're telling a show that's about drama. The show that you're making is also action focused. Like that's just stupid
yes.
tape. Like what the
That's
hell are you talking about? Like she's the main character. She's gonna have action sequences. What the fuck are you talking about? Does the rage and made yeah, it made her obsessed, hence the physique. Yeah. I
so.
mean, that's the point, but now that's no longer the
I
point. So it's
mean,
like it's just a mess.
Eddie
It's a
Brock did that
mess.
in Spider Man when he was
Yeah,
first for Spider
Venom
Man. He
is
was working out. He was working out in rage and anger.
Well, yeah, and anger, that's the whole point of Venom, right? He's a
Yeah,
vengeful, like just hates Spider-Man, right? And the symbiote hates
and Eddie
Spider-Man.
and
That's
Eddie
what
Brock
creates
was a
Venom.
jo- was actually not. I mean, like yeah, I mean like Tobey Maguire made him skinny, but Eddie Brock
Mhm.
in some incarnations was kind of jacked too before he got the Venom
I
suit.
like it when he's Jack and like we haven't seen much feel like recently because
The
Venom is
animated
more
series,
like
right? Wasn't he jacked in the animated series? And when he got
well,
the
he's
Venom,
been in Jacked in all of the animated
yeah.
series that we had. Even like Spectacular Spider-Man, he had like a build to him.
Don't
You know what
the
I mean? I don't think he
skinniest
worked out, but he had a broad build, if
the
that makes
skinniest
sense.
Eddie Brock I know was Topher Grace.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, do you know someone on the? This is what I mean with Twitter. They say crazy shit. Someone was saying that Spider-Man 3 was the comic book movie of the century.
Yeah, I saw that. That had
It's
to be
like,
a
what the
joke.
fuck? What the fuck are you talking? Like, you could say Spider-Man 2. I'll accept that. Spider-Man 3, are you fried out of your mind? What the hell? Like, because people are like saying The Dark Knight is the movie of the century or the comic book movie of the century,
Yeah, because of that list,
which
100 movies of
I
the
don't know
movie
about that
century.
one, but I can kind of understand. I can see it. But Spider-Man 3, the hell? Like, I get it. Like Spider-Man 3 is not as bad as people made it out to be, but it's still not like to go from Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3, like be honest, man, that's a big downgrade.
I mean,
Spider-Man
it's a
2 is
it's a
one of the
it's a
best
big
comic book
downgrade from
movies ever.
Spider-Man one. It's a huge downgrade from the first Spider-Man movie too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Spider-Man 2 is a beloved movie that is still talked about to this day and
Yeah,
is seen as one of the best comic movies ever made. So
yeah.
Spider-Man 3 is a disappointment. There's no way in hell it would be considered a fucking comic book movie of the century. Get the hell out of here with that. That's crazy ass take. Lol, there's so many people who hate the MCU so much that they rep. Yeah, yeah, like that's. Listen. Dude, I totally agree, TJ. I agree. Because I get it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say the MCU is great. The MCU has problems. The MCU has shows that people don't like.
Has
You know,
movies,
so
some bad movies.
I feel like after the end of phase five, I don't think it was as bad as people were saying compared to phase four. I feel like phase four had bigger problems than phase
I'll
five.
say
That
this.
might
I'll
just
say
be
this.
me, but
I'll say this. Most of the stuff at the end of Phase 5 turned out to be decent to good.
it was
Except Captain America.
okay.
Yeah, except Captain America.
I feel like it was serviceable. Like if we got this stuff in
The
phase
beginning wasn't so
four,
strong. The beginning wasn't so good
no,
with Ant
there's still
Man and Secret
buts.
Invasion. The Secret
Secret
Invasion
Invasion and Ant-Man 3 are, I would say, arguably definitely the worst stuff Marvel has ever made,
and the
without a
Marvels.
doubt.
Marvels, good point. 2023 in the
The
Marvels,
Marvels
awesome.
was okay. The Marvels
Marvels
was
okay,
not
but
as
didn't do well.
it
Let's
was
say
it
that.
like if I had to say, I would say Ironheart was better than the Marvels.
And,
The Marvels was not it was just okay. That was really it. It wasn't like a dumpster fire. Like
and
Ant-Man
2020,
and Quantumania was a dumpster fire
yeah, yeah.
in my opinion. It was terribly written. The jokes were awful. The CGI was awful.
And
The
Secret
entire
Invasion was
story was a mess. Well, Secret Invasion, the same thing. It's a
everything was
total
bad
like
about Secret Invasion.
monstrosity of, you
Is it?
know, bad characters, bad motivation.
I mean,
The
Echo.
whole
Okay,
premise made no sense.
Echo was one
Echo
of the
was
bad
also bad
things.
too.
Yeah. But then, like in 2024, when Deadpool and Agatha came out, those are these people like that. And then 2025, besides
Yeah, those.
Captain America, Thunderbolts, Daredevil. I mean, I know Daredevil didn't get much views, but I
Yeah,
thought Daredevil was good. And then you got Ironheart and Thunderbolts.
yeah.
Look,
Loki was good. Guardians of the Galaxy
Loki,
3 was great. I
Deadpool
mean,
Wolverine was amazing. Like it killed
I
it.
think Phase 4 definitely did a lot of damage. Did a tremendous amount of damage. I also feel like Marvel put out way too much stuff. But I also
Yeah.
feel like going back and saying stuff like the original Daredevil movie is better than Born Again, like get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like shit like that is just dumb. It's dumb. It's unproductive. It's just like what are we even talking about now?
If Washup said the original Fantastic Four movie is better for first steps.
Well, there's gonna be people. Well, there's already people saying that based on they're like, well, the
What?
Thing design looks better in the original
No, he
Fantastic Four movie
doesn't.
than this
No,
movie.
he doesn't.
And
He
you're like,
doesn't. He
really?
doesn't.
Like,
He
I
doesn't
don't agree.
actually.
I don't like the MC. There's like two polar opposites that are going on right now. Like people who like hate the MCU, where they say the most crazy batshit shit to like I don't know get like one ups or whatever, and then you have like the people who feel like the MCU does like nothing wrong and that there's yeah,
Yeah.
if anything, superhero media quality has always been consistent mid to good.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's just Sony. Sony is not mid.
I mean,
Not
I
the
saw all
Spider-Man
the
stuff.
Venom
I mean, not.
movies.
I mean, the stuff without Spider-Man is not mid to good. It's
The
worse
Venom
than mid.
movies were mid, but they were like
Yeah, okay,
entertaining
Venom
slog to
movies are mid.
watch.
Venom movies are mid to right, but the other movies, part of Spider-Man verse, were not mid.
No, those other movies, I mean, they were so bad they were good. I didn't watch Morbius yet,
Except
but
the
Madam
thing
Web
is,
was a disaster. But it was
Madam Web,
funny.
yeah. So like, I'll say this: Morbius was bad, but it made you laugh at some of the stuff. Craven and
Right.
Madam Web, no.
No, yeah, well, I didn't even see Craven.
Craven's horrible. Craven's bad. It's really, really bad. I'm pretending.
I couldn't bring myself to watch that. I forget Craven came out. Says I'm promoting. Oh, promoting. I'm
Oh,
stupid.
Emily
Sorry, I'm
Clark didn't look like
pretending.
she. Emily Clark, I'll say this. I know you love the actor, but Emily Clark didn't look like she wanted to be in the MCU in that
No,
show.
man. It was. Yeah, I stopped at episode 1. Episode 1 was like such a bad. Like for a first episode, it was awful. It was long. It was boring. There was all this. What the hell is going on? There was so much confusion.
And it didn't get any
Nothing
better.
made sense. Yeah, it was a disaster. The
Yeah.
total disaster. Marvel should honestly be ashamed. I mean, the the thing is like Marvel, if Marvel made less shows, less movies, took a year break and actually made people want Marvel movies again, I feel like they would be in a better position. I feel like they would their brand would be back to where it was. But the problem is these fucking Bob Iger. It really is Bob Iger who's there at the fucking throat of these studios, begging them
Yeah.
to like just you know constantly pump out Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar sequels and like
MCU.
do it like I don't know what is Disney just going to be about recycling the same shit over and over again? Are we never going to get new ideas? Is Marvel going to stop taking niche characters and turning them into movies and shows that people are like, wow, I didn't expect to like that? Like, when is Marvel going to go back to doing stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? Taking a character where it's like, who is this character? I've never heard of this
Jeff
character.
Landshark. Make Jeff Landshark. I feel like Jeff Landshark could be
There's
that. Make
tons of characters they could do it to.
Lunas.
Like, they're
No.
not like I know, like, yeah, you want X-Men too, but it's like, don't you want to create new, popular, beloved characters? Like,
Mm.
shouldn't that be the business of Marvel right now? Is like, let's make new characters. Was
Fuck.
talking about throats. What the hell? Yeah, and Bob Iger is a throat goat. Yeah, according to John Campea.
Throw go.
Which,
It's not.
by the way, sorry, what were we gonna say?
Has Cappy exposed me anything in the last few months?
Exposed anything?
No, yeah, Cappy exposed.
Oh, Campea exposed? No, it's been months.
He always does that. Cappy exposed always. It's always big videos for days and days. They go on hiatus
Yeah, I
and they come
know.
back.
You
Like it's
needed
like
to talk about the bullshit that Campy has been recently been saying.
what bullshit is that? I'm good.
Yeah, only Bob Chapek. It's all Bob Chapek's fault, according to Campia. Yeah, I don't, like, nobody believes that anymore. It was definitely Iger too sitting there. Like, Bob Iger didn't leave Disney. Like, the moment they fired Bob Chapek, they reinstated fucking Bob Iger. Do you think he really left? No, he didn't. He was sitting there hanging on the wings in the boardrooms, looking and checking, making sure things were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't leave.
Uh,
Fuck Bob Iger, man.
what's going on with
He's killing
Campy?
his. Um, there was some dumb shit he said.
Oh,
I can't
what
remember.
was it recently?
It was recently, yeah. Well, you want to talk about switch gears to talk about Superman? What's been going on with Superman?
You want to? I mean, yeah, fine.
Did you hear what happened with Superman?
No, I'm trying to avoid as much as possible.
Apparently, sorry, some
Good.
reviews came out. Negative reviews. The first reviews to come out were
Daily Beast, I
negative.
saw that.
Yeah,
They-
Daily Beast. I don't know what publication there are,
Oh, I know what they are. They didn't see the movie. I can tell you one thing. I bet you they didn't see the
there
movie.
was another publication too that our buddy Jeff Snyder posted, and I was
Jeff
curious. I
Schneider.
looked at the review. The review sounded like the person didn't watch the movie. Like, they didn't give any specifics. They didn't talk about anything. They just were like, this person's performance and blah blah blah. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
like, can you talk about what's in the
But
movie?
Jeff Schneider wants. The thing is, Jeff Schneider doesn't want the movie to be good. He's the anti-gun guy. He doesn't like James Gunn. Him and
Yeah,
Wolcott.
and he's like, the first review is negative, and he's like, oof. And you're like, okay. I mean, the first review is negative.
And they broke the
Does that
embargo, which
mean
is
does that mean
illegal.
yeah, they broke the embargo, but like let's be honest, right? The first review is negative. Does that mean the movie's bad? Does that mean the movie's good? No, it doesn't mean that fuck all. It just means the first review that was leaked ahead of time is
No,
negative.
the ones that want to shit on the movie it will come with the reviews before the
It's
embargo.
meaningless.
It's a
Like,
bias.
okay,
It's
they
bias.
put
It is
out a negative
meaningless.
reviews. Who cares? There's gonna be tons of negative reviews.
Yeah,
Like, you don't even need to let the movie come out to
I
know
wouldn't be
there's gonna be
surprised.
reviews,
I wouldn't be
negative
surprised.
reviews.
Rotten Tomatoes, there might be potentially, I don't know, bombing, like review bombing. Because Snyder Church may have no life and do it and review bomb it.
I don't know. We'll have to see about that because I think there's still a small group. If it
Yeah.
does get review bombed and stuff,
But Ironheart got review bombed.
yeah, but we knew that was gonna happen. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, that was guaranteed to happen. But if Superman gets review bomb and the movie does well, or it gets
I mean,
let's say it gets A cinema score, A plus cinema score, and it's getting review bomb, then, like, okay, like at that point, like, who really cares? I mean, at that point, Rotten Tomato would probably step in. And on top of that, too,
Rotten Tomatoes doesn't do a good job of review bombing.
Rotten Tomatoes for movies doesn't really get review bomb anymore. You have to watch the movie to get
Yeah,
to even yeah. That's why TV shows still get review bomb. It's like how do you prove that, right? They could have a system, I guess. Maybe it's like, but
this film.
it doesn't even matter, right? Like review bombing is like it is kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie, right? It is kind of stupid. It's like if you watch a trailer and you're like, yeah, this shit looks like ass, right? Like, are you really waiting in the wings to be like, I can't wait to review this movie or show I didn't watch
No,
that I
no.
know was shit?
Have you
You know that
noticed?
you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Have
understand
you
that,
noticed?
but okay.
Have you noticed review bombers? When they review bomb whatever, it's usually like the short and sweet same answer. Like
Yeah, it's always like
no
this is
critical
ass, this
thinking.
is shit.
Yeah,
Well,
no
yeah,
critical thinking.
they can't put too much effort into this. You
No,
know what I mean? They
no,
can't.
no.
But I
Review
always
bombers.
do wonder. I'm like, what like I feel like for a restaurant or like a service, review bombs make sense. Like, cause think about it like this, right? You're trying to like make sure that this restaurant hears your criticism and everybody's like upset at what they did, which would is
Yeah,
guaranteed to result in a change. But here's the thing: if you're review bombing a massive corporation like a Disney or a Warner Brothers, are they
it's not gonna.
really going to be looking at the Rotten Tomato score and being like, "Oh shit, like they have a point." You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's just like the movie is ass, and you're like, "Okay, well, the movie is ass, then
If
I guess
that
next time we'll do better." Like,
if that's the
I don't
case, I
know. It's
mean,
just kind of
if
stupid.
that's the case, Universal will stop making Jurassic Park movies. Honestly,
Yeah, there is
because
also agenda against gun. I hate to say it, it's true.
yeah,
I
there's
don't
an
know.
agenda against gun. Yep,
I don't
there
know.
is. There's
I
still.
want to see the movie. I want the movie to come out to see that because it's like I kind of see it too, but I don't want to say it because it sounds like yeah, those people will then go, "Well, you see, you are a cultist and all stuff like that." But I do think it's weird where it's like,
Hey,
why is there such a small
did I
minority of people who are not Snyder people, but
did
who
I
are
sound like a
against this movie?
did I
Like,
sound like a
what's the?
gun? Did I sound like a gun cultist yesterday when I questioned about his confirming of Bradley Cooper as
Oh
Jor
yeah,
El?
when we criticized James Gunn yesterday, I guess
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I mean we've done that the past few days, right? You can criticize people you like, right? That's how
yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
right?
it's these people. I mean, yeah. I do like yeah, when you see like Jeff Snyder and stuff, I do wonder like
To make a
I don't
simple move.
I don't really understand like is the next tactic gonna be oh on set there was problems on set when the movie is successful? Like whoa, you know what I mean?
There's a
Like what
lot
create
of movies that have problems with set and the movies end up being successful. You'd be
yeah, but
surprised.
exactly. I mean, but you never hear any reports about them. When the movie
No.
is bad, then you're like, okay, it comes out, but I
Hey,
don't know.
movies. Some movies that may be bad have may
Mm,
not. Sometimes don't have bad stuff behind the scenes. Sometimes this behind the scenes stuff is pretty good.
yeah.
You know, it's just the movie turns out bad. It happens.
I mean,
Not
yeah,
everything.
things will
Go ahead.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not yeah, I don't I do think it is weird where there are people who get like defensive and stuff about the movie or whatever, right? Like the movie's not out yet. I also think if the movie is good and people don't like it, like it's not that big of a deal. I think if it's a bigger deal if it's like there's a consensus that the movie is
so
bad.
yes,
That's a I feel like then yeah, that's a different conversation. But like let people enjoy or not enjoy things. You know what I mean? Like I didn't enjoy Jurassic World. Now I liked Ironheart. There's people who are gonna have the reverse opinion of me, right? Like,
sure.
of course. So it is what it is. I mean, I do kind of wish. I mean, this is the internet, right? And sometimes I do notice this in myself too. It is kind of it is like people like. it is kind of hard to talk about things that you like or dislike, especially when there's is a crowd of people who are like they hate this thing
Yeah,
or they love this thing and you don't like it. And anytime you put that opinion out there,
they can't
like
accept it. It's like
it's like, yeah, it can't be accepted or it's like a problem or whatever like that. And it's like, yeah, I kind of wish it was like, you know, allow people to have whatever opinion, right? And
mhm.
for fair criticism, like that's really because it's like I feel like people do kind of get caught up in like, especially if you notice like someone like Grace Randolph. Like Grace Randolph even said this flat out, where she's like, we can't really agree on whether the movie is good or bad. And so as a result, we have to use the box office to determine whether or not it's good and bad. And you're like, the whole discussion of talking about art is supposed to be a subjective experience. So if you have to win your argument by using something that is empirical and is not, no one can argue against, it just seems really stupid. Like, why are we talking about movies then? If we're going to talk about numbers and whether
Look
the
at
movie is successful or not, like,
look at Jester
it's
Bell.
just stupid.
Jester Bell. Look at this. She says, you know, when she does her videos, she says, "Yeah, I know people may disagree, but I don't care." And then she makes a video that says, "I was right," and be like, "You
Yeah.
know, you're not. You're still not right."
Well, her whole thing now is just going to be
she got,
how am I? She's audience locked essentially. She's going to say the thing that she knows the audience is going to agree with or resonate the most with. And that's
I,
another thing too with opinions. It's like who like whose
you know,
opinion can you even listen to where you're like, is
you
that
know,
a genuine take from someone?
some opinions, some opinions can be not factual. I mean, some opinions can be factual and not factual.
Yeah, they could be they people can have everybody has an opinion, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's we have to listen to every opinion, not no,
Hmm.
right? Especially if it's craziness, no, right? But people are allowed to have their opinion. I don't think anybody should be stopped for having an opinion.
It must be
But when
dead.
it comes to
Is that
like
just,
movies and stuff,
that'd be funny if she says it. Iger must be dead. Like the thing about Jester
Trigger
Bell
wants
is
me to. That's crazy.
Mephisto was Mephisto. Ironheart works for Satan. You know, Mephisto is not Satan, right? He impersonates Satan. He's not Satan. In
Yeah.
the comics, he's not
Also,
Satan.
how does he work for her? He made a deal. Like, does he know what a deal with the devil? Like,
Does that
I
mean
mean,
that mean
is that working with the devil? Hold on, chat. Is that really working with the devil? Does anybody agree with that
no,
idea?
no? It means you get what you want from the devil, but the devil gets something in return. That's not working with the word for the devil,
Yeah,
right?
I don't see it that way. Yeah,
And it's
I agree.
like Mephisto is just a being that impersonates Satan. He is not actually Satan himself in the comics. He
Um,
impersonates that.
I want to read some comments here.
Go ahead, go
Or
ahead.
it'll be mid, but Warner Brothers will soldier on and make a better sequel. There's always, yeah. I mean, they could do that. I mean, they could just continue if it's bad or whatever. I don't have a big opinion on James. I kind of annoyed by him, but I
I
think
get
it's
annoyed
good
by him
to have,
sometimes. I do that
yeah,
sometimes. I,
to have a good fan at the helm. He's been shown many times, or he's shown many times he knows what he's doing, like Guardians for me, excellent. Jester Bell,
yeah.
Iger wants me dead for sure. Yeah, she
You
legit
see when they
said,
say that in Thunderbolts review? I mean, I watched. It's one of the devils. Thank you, TJ. Thank you.
yeah, is one of the devils.
He's
I've
not the
felt
devil.
like at times she's shifted her stance based on business side performances. I think he's talking about Grace,
Grace,
boy.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
know.
we're supposed to see that as a
Yes.
s-
Mhm. Oh, the blindness.
views that grow. Sometimes I'm not sure.
All right.
We're supposed to see that as uh, uh, oh, what do you mean by that?
What?
Sorry, Omen boy. Views that grow. Sometimes I'm not sure because I feel like I don't know when you talk about movies in a discussion and stuff like because Grace is really just about like again like people have their opinion, and so she can't really refute that or disagree with it. And so she's like, therefore, we have to talk about numbers. And you're like, I feel like the biggest problem is when you're like, we can't really decide on what makes great art or what makes or what art will drive people to the theater. And so we'll just have to use what the numbers that are there. Like if a movie flops, that means that movie was bad or the movie was rejected. But like even that doesn't even really compute.
Some,
It's like there could be millions of reasons why a movie flops. Not, it's not just because it's bad. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like some of the best, most beloved movies in history were movies that flopped and people loved them afterwards. So
Sometimes it's
I don't know
sometimes
about
it's
that.
sometimes it's not explainable. There's no answers to something like that.
Yeah.
It happens. If it's supposed to say he's a Jew, no. I mean Lucifer. Yeah, Lucifer was look. I mean like Lucifer. Yeah, I like. I mean, there's Lucifer in DC, but I think DC has Neron. I don't think Neron's saying it either in DC. I think
Mm.
he's just one of the Hell Lords too. He's kind of like, isn't Neron basically DC's version of Mephisto? I think, right?
Lucifer?
No, Neron in DC. Isn't he Mephisto's version, basically the DC version of?
I don't know. I don't know.
But there
I
is
don't know about
Lucifer in
that.
DC. There is Lucifer in DC, right? Like from is it
Someone
right?
in the chat's gonna have to tell you. I mean, because I
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
is
That's what I'm
Lucifer in
saying.
DC. I mean, like Tom Ellis plays Lucifer in DC, right? Remember from the show?
Yeah, the one
And
below all
with Hellblazer, not
is
with
really
Hellblazer,
is
with John Constantine, right? And
right.
Lucifer, decides to leave Hell and go to live on Earth and creates that bar called Lux, right? And
Hold
stuff
on,
and
let me
all.
switch my earbuds. Give me a second.
Okay.
Just one.
Jews do not worship Lucifer Morningstar. What are you talking about? First of all, Lucifer Morningstar is not in the named in the Bible. Okay, it's actually Satan. He's in the Bible. Okay, and first of all, in Judaism, there's no concept of hell. Okay, yeah, there is Lucifer in DC, but there's also Neron in DC who I think is kind of like a version of Mephisto. I mean, like he doesn't participate in Satan or anything like that, but I think he makes deals and stuff like that, and stuff in return. Um,
Okay, can you hear me? I don't know if
yeah,
the mic is coming from my phone or the headset, but I'm gonna leave it because when I'm like reading some of the comments, it's like I'm reading from afar because my phone is charging. I'll just pull it up on my iPad.
you know, Red, Red, you gotta stop with these comments, man.
He's just like going off, saying the most like craziest
Okay,
shit.
I mean, like, I
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
don't. You went after. I mean, blinded dealt with stuff like this with you a couple days ago, and this is not. I mean, Red, I know you joke around a lot, but like, I could take it. It's just that if I get a bigger audience at times, they're not gonna accept this.
Yeah, he says the most craziest shit. Anyway, because it's like, bruh. I personally maintain
Yeah.
how I feel about the film, regardless of how it's received in the world. With Grace, I feel like she saves room to consider business performance. To me, that's irrelevant. I agree. I the reason why I agree too is because that's not the majority opinion. You know, like people don't look at a movie and go, "Well, that movie was great based on the box office performance." You know what I mean? Like people went to go see tons of Michael Bay Transformer movies. Like people like those movies not like let me rephrase. People went to go see those movies because they like Transformers, right? And was the story, the filmmaking, did it have problems? Of course it had problems because people complained and they wanted something different. But people still showed up. So it's not always really about, you know, the numbers trying to prove that, oh, this is successful. In some ways it does, yes, but it doesn't get into, you know, specific or constructive criticism. That it's not
Oh,
reflective in numbers. like so. Open Boy says, "I'm a true fan of Grace. I'm just observing that she seems like she looked at things through a business
Yeah, I
lens
know
as
she does
well,
that.
which is part of her channel." Yeah, I mean, she says that. She says that. I'll give her credit for saying that instead of it just being like, I'm gonna approach it that way and not tell anybody how I approach it, and then
I'm.
tell them they're wrong and shit. Because there's tons of
Oh
YouTubers
yeah.
who do shit like that.
I think we should move on to like Nintendo talk.
Yeah,
Um,
Nintendo talk.
I mean, they said they want to plan to do more like
Yeah, more
live action
Nintendo.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, did they say live action or was it just Nintendo movies? Because they said
No,
Mario,
movies,
Super Mario.
movies, movies,
Yeah.
TV, and film, movies, and TV. But they haven't done
Yeah,
TV yet. But
they haven't done TV yet. I do wonder what type of what would work as a TV show. I feel like a Kirby show. We already had a Kirby show, but they could do that again.
it has to
Um,
be that Kirby show has to be like animated to me. I mean, like that's
yeah.
good. And animated
I
show.
feel like Animal Crossing could work as a show. I just think Metroid definitely seems like a live action movie would be very cool. Would it make a ton of money? I don't think so. It's kind of, sadly, it's like a niche. Metroid is still niche, which is sad. But maybe a movie could bring it into popular culture. That would be
Metroid.
awesome. Yeah,
Metroid
where
could
it's just
definitely get a
more
movie.
mainstream. So then we can get more games. A Donkey Kong show, yeah, not like the one that we had before. Donkey
Oh,
Kong.
Donkey
I
Kong.
I think
Donkey Kong get a spin off for Mario.
I think they're setting him up for a movie for sure.
Just a Seth Rogen.
I wouldn't be surprised like after Super Mario Bros. 2, which is now I think it's called Super Mario World.
Yeah, World. Yeah.
Um, that they're gonna probably do a Donkey Kong movie. That's my guess. I would like to see a Luigi's Mansion movie too. Luigi's Mansion. I like
Luigi gets his own
um
spin off.
kind of like PG horror movies. We don't really get a like not PG horror movies cuz but like a PG kind of like more aimed at like a family or kid audience. Sometimes they kind of go hard. Like there's movies like Coraline or Paranorman,
Oh
is it
yeah,
Paranorman or Paranorman, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about.
I know you're
The
talking.
stop motion movies or like Goosebumps, things like that. I always liked that as a kid. Scooby Doo,
The
where it's like
Goosebumps.
horror, but it's not like visceral horror. It's not like rated R stuff.
I
So
think.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything like that. I kind of like. I'm like it's reminds me of my childhood.
I mean, not
I'm
to
not a
mention.
gamer, but I did rent Kirby from Blockbuster for GameCube back in the day. Damn, that was a long time
Well,
ago
they
then.
could.
Damn.
I mean, like Samus, Star Fox. I could see possibly.
Star Fox. I feel like Star Fox is kind of dead.
Yeah, man,
Sorry to
it
say.
is. I mean, what's the most relevant things he's been in? Is he Smash Brothers? Like the
Star
last
Fox
Smash Brothers?
Zero fucking killed the franchise. They just
Yeah, that was
gave up
bad.
after that. Tim
That
Burton
was
style
that
Luigi's
that
Mansion movie.
that
Oh
that,
yeah,
that,
that shit would go hard.
that just killed the franchise. That killed the Wii U.
Well, the Wii
That
U
put
was
nail
dead
on-
when that game came out.
it,
That game is.
I think it was a nail in the
Oof.
coffin. It was like the final nail in the coffin for the console.
I still think they should have remastered the game, converted it, and just it would have been an okay game. It wouldn't have been great, but the gamepad makes it a really shitty game. It's just not a fun experience at all. But if they fix that, remove that element, I think it would be a okay game. You could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
remake Star Fox 64 again for like the second time.
Well,
Star
if
Fox is
Detective
annoying.
Pikachu's no Game Freak doesn't count as Nintendo, does it?
Yeah, Pokemon doesn't really count. I don't think Nintendo really has much say in
Did
Pokemon. The
Nintendo used to
Pokemon
own
company
Game
does.
Freak?
No, I don't think Nintendo has ever owned Game Freak. They own like a percentage of it, but they've never owned it like completely.
100% full control.
Yeah, because Game Freak is making they're making like some um well, I think it's coming to PlayStation and Xbox, but I think it was at the Xbox showcase. It was a Game Freak game. I don't even remember what it was,
I mean,
but
I
it
haven't
was
paid
Game
attention to
Freak.
Game Freak if they make any other games besides Pokemon.
Game Freak has been making a lot of dog shit. Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they've been
I
on
mean,
really.
dog shit Pokemon
Earthbound
games
would
get sold out like
Earthbound is
crazy.
a game I want to see remade though.
Nintendo. The thing is, as much as I, because you have been sour on the Pokemon games,
Mm.
Pokemon's bulletproof, man.
Pokemon is 100% bulletproof. It's just it's just that like I don't know if it's bulletproof, right? Why would you put out so much junk to make it, you know, less bulletproof? That's what I don't understand about the
Yeah,
Pokemon company. That's why I do wish Nintendo just completely owned Pokemon because I feel like they would make better creative decisions with Pokemon. Which by the way, speaking of Nintendo, this is like kind of unrelated, but it's still Nintendo. Um, I know we've been talking about how like the Switch 2 is like expensive and stuff like that, and there's all these like closures. You know, Microsoft laid off a ton of people. But yesterday, the craziest thing came out, and it makes you think, right? They said that the CEO, the current CEO of Nintendo, do you want to guess how much he's making? Do you want to guess?
100 mil more,
No,
more. How
not
much?
even close.
Really?
Not even close.
How
And it's
much?
not what you think.
Oh man, it's way
Do you
less,
want to
isn't it?
take a swing?
Is it less than that?
It's less than that, yes.
A million.
Close. 2 million.
2 million. Wow, the CEO of Nintendo
Then the
making 2 million.
CEO of Nintendo was only making 2 million, and he's supposedly making less this year. And this is what I have to ask, right? I have the problem with Nintendo raising prices and all this shit, right? But why is it that Nintendo, who by the way, we never hear about them laying off their employees. They have tons of employees. Nintendo is like one of the richest companies. I think they are the richest company in Japan.
Yeah, I
And
mean Nintendo's
yet
filthy rich.
they're filthy rich and yet the CEO is only making 2 million compared to other executives at Microsoft who are in the Xbox division who are making tens of millions and they are less successful than Nintendo. So I have to ask why are these people at other companies who are less successful than Nintendo, why do they feel like they need to be paid tens of millions of dollars and their company is not even making half the profit of Nintendo? Uh, this is
I don't
I was
understand.
blown the fuck away when I read that. And it was all stats you could read. It's like from their, it's from their company. They put this out there. This is not like rumor. This is not
Maybe,
hearsay. This is all official.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just culturally different from Japan and the states. In the states.
Japan moves whatever they're doing in Japan is I think
Yeah.
somebody's got to take notes here because it's like why is it that these companies keep saying they're making record profit and all this shit like that, they're making more money and then yet games are flopping, nobody's buying games, no one's buying Xbox consoles, they have to now put Xbox on PlayStation.
Potion
uh
Sword. Yeah, Gears of War,
like
PlayStation.
Well, Potion Sword was saying the same thing.
Yeah, he's
I
the
was
biggest
surprised. He said
Microsoft.
Xbox hasn't been exciting since the Xbox 360.
He's the
Which I
been
mean,
he's,
he's
he's
right.
the most he's the most pro Microsoft guy there is.
I don't think
He
he's pro. I don't think he's really pro Microsoft. I think he's anti Sony, which I
oh
don't
and
blame him. I feel like he's more anti Sony and like he likes Xbox, so it's just kind of like his
uh,
thing to shit on PlayStation, hype up Xbox. PlayStation does a lot of dumb shit too. Don't get me wrong.
sure.
I'm never going to defend these companies, but I do think that that statistic is insane, and it does make me go, well, I mean, here's the thing: if you do raise prices and the prices are actually going to the employees and it's making your company better, and it's not just going into the executives' pockets, then I don't know. I feel a little bit like, okay, I'm still upset, but I'm not as upset
It's
learning
not
that.
as it's not as crazy to hear as that. I saw the report he's making. like 52 million,
Yeah,
something like
50.
that.
Yeah, but like, but they're
Why?
not even making profit that is even
No,
comparable to that.
no. He's making
That
as
like,
much. He's making as much money as some movie budgets. Like,
yeah, but like
like
for what for? Like, what are you like? That's the one thing I personally do not understand. What do these people at these various studios and game
oh yeah,
companies, why do they feel like they need to be paid more than companies that are that are 10 times more successful? Like that part I think is insane.
yeah.
Compared to Apple's CEO, almost
75 million a
75
year
million a year.
from last year, and it's probably up this year. 75 million. That's
I
ridiculous, man.
feel I mean that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Apple is $1 trillion company, and they do make profit. So I mean, but still, 75 million for one person, I think is kind of crazy. That's
Yeah, and
insane.
75 million is chunk change to us. I mean, to see to them for
Yeah, I
yachts.
mean
Yeah,
they do
for
say it's
yachts.
like for yachts and stuff. Like how many fucking yachts really? I mean,
And
with that kind
and
of money, right? Like what exactly?
and
I mean,
CEOs, and to be honest with you, CEOs don't do that much work. They
no, it's
hire
more.
people that
Well,
does the
I
work.
mean, this is the thing, right? Like CEOs may not do a lot of work, but the whole thing is they're like, they're the captain. So it's
Yeah.
like there are obviously the board and the investors
Uh-huh.
and all the other people who are dictating where the company is going as well. But they're the captain of the ship, right? They're the ones who are going to be out there publicly. They're going to be the ones who
Yeah.
are going to make a lot of the decisions and
They'll be
try
the
to
one doing
manage the
PowerPoint.
other executives, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's like they bring some value, but is it $75 million worth of value? That's the thing. That's the big question. And I just feel like something really does need to
Focus and
change. Where
blow, baby.
yeah, on hookers and blow. 75 million on hookers and blows. Crazy work.
I like
Crazy ass fucking work.
hookers and blow. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. It's crazy. I do kind of like I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of want to see some of these companies go under or like lose a
The
lot
thing
of
is,
money, like
the
just to
thing
see
is,
what would happen.
they're the person that keeps the shareholders happy. But if other people, they hire other people that do all the work for them, and they tell the CEO, and the CEO does the interviews and tell the shareholders and all that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know,
It's crazy.
look at this
They're the
way.
people person that
Look
has
at
to
this.
keep shareholders happy, and with Apple, that seems to be
You
their
know,
entire focus. Well, that seems to
you
be
know,
every Western company's focus.
yeah. You look at it this way. You know, when you watch the night comedy shows, the talk show hosts, like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, the jokes
Mm,
that they read off the top copter, it's not the jokes. It's the writer's jokes.
no.
Like
Well, yeah,
they
they
do all
have
the work.
writers. Well, yeah, the writers are doing the work. I mean, yeah, I mean, I kind of understand. They're doing a show every day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I kind of
spend
get
more
it,
on
but
hookers.
they should be paying the writers and shit. Yeah, I know
I
the
mean,
CEO of
some successful
Activision must be
comedians,
doing some
some
wild
successful
shit with his
comedians,
money. It's
some
crazy.
successful comedians do come out of writing for shows like that. I mean, like Conan Bryan got famous off writing SNL. He built SNL.
Yeah. I mean, I like where have we gone to the point where like 75 million to one person, whether it is in stocks or not or whatever you want to claim it is, and like what like where did
What?
that become like acceptable? That's the part that I want to know, especially with companies that are failing. Like Microsoft and their Xbox team, they're not making fucking profit. Like every time you look at Microsoft and all their divisions and what is making money,
Isn't that
Xbox
Sturgis?
is always in the negative.
Man, isn't that Sturgis? Because Sturgis says he gets pussy
I didn't
every
even
day.
see. I think he deleted his comment.
Oh, no, no, isn't that Sturgis? Because Sturgis says he gets pussy every day. So like that.
Oh, oh, you're talking about I spend more on hookers. Oh, bruh.
Yeah, yeah. Sturgis says he gets pussy. He gets pussy like all the time. So
Yeah,
I'm
Red
like,
just exposed it himself. He's on the level of Sturgis now. That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy
Fortnite.
work, bud.
Dude, there are escorts are like you pay in the
I
thousands.
spend my entire paycheck on hookers, bud.
But where did the bud come from? Does he say bud? Or is it just like
He's just. I do want to know where did the bud come from, but he does look like he would say bud though.
bud?
His accent
On a weekly
on a
basis,
weekly
bud.
basis, bud. His entire paycheck just goes to. Can you imagine your entire paycheck goes to Ripperverse and hookers? That's crazy. Oh, by the way,
Oh,
I did want to because TJ was here. We were talking about this last night. How in the hell is Mueller supposed to be writing a comic?
anybody's writing a
How in
comic.
the
Anybody
hell?
knows writing a comic.
That's the like when I heard that, I'm like I kind of want to read and see what this is like because this guy is like the king of like I don't want to just say nitpicking, but like this guy goes on like makes like 7 hour videos. You're like just like going into like almost like autistic levels of just analysis where you got to like over analyze every little freaking detail. And you're like, whoa, this is insane. I'm like, poof. Easy. He has editors, bruh. I feel like he would be like, nah, I don't. I have issues with the notes, and his notes are like 50 pages of like criticizing the editor's notes. It's crazy, man. This is literally what Mueller would do. It's crazy.
But
Bud, that's just your opinion, bud.
I
Oh, he
remember.
really
I
did used
remember.
to say that. Oh shit.
I remember. I forgot what the stream was about, but I remember like maybe a couple months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Tony,
Oof.
TJ, and I forget who else was on the stream. I wasn't on the stream. I was in the chat. They were looking over. They were looking over Sturgis as a stream, and he was talking about like he mentioned something about one of the world wars, and everybody like laughed so
Mm.
hard, and obviously, I don't know what the context was, but I just remember him saying one of the world wars, and Tony paused the stream, and everybody laughed, and he's like, one of the world wars.
One
There's
of the
only two
wars.
world wars.
One of the world wars. Which, by the way, if you have to say that,
Remember that,
that's
TJ?
crazy.
Yeah, remember that,
I
TJ?
mean, both
Remember that?
world wars are pretty easy to define. What actually happened in them? That's crazy
I,
work.
I made a super chat. I don't know exactly what my super chat was, but I think I said it was about. Oh yeah, I remember. I think he's talking about the war where the humans took on the reptilians in World War III or something like that.
Brother,
You remember that, TJ?
brother, one of the world wars. Yeah, that's a crazy ass thing, bruh.
One of the world wars, like two world wars.
Crazy.
I was just watching. I was watching yesterday. When I was watching Tony yesterday a few days ago, and they were looking. They were watching. They were watching. TJ was on. I think was watching Sturgis play Stellar Blade, and he was live because Sturgis goes live almost every
Mm.
single day. Most of the time playing video games. So he's playing Stellar Blade. He was getting killed over and over and over again. And I think Stray Beans was like trolling him in the chat.
Stray Beans does have the best trolls though on Twitter.
Yeah.
This guy comes up like with a whole fucking just like the funniest shit to make fun of him. But it's actually funny. I would just be scrolling and see his comment or his like
Oh
tweets.
yeah, he's
And
like
it's
the
it's like,
ultimate.
oh man,
His whole X account is like going after Redown Zero Sturgis.
bruh. A 56K warning is here. Bang bang. Did you see the news? Did you see the news that toppled the PlayStation fanboys? There's PlayStation fanboys deleting their Twitter accounts now because of this news. Which I think
What,
these guys are bozos, by the
what
way.
news?
Helldivers is coming to Xbox.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's legit like 56K warning might know some of these people. You know Jay Bari and Persona
Oh yeah,
56K?
I think he would know. The church is legit crashing
These
out.
people are on the Chrome side. I mean, they're definitely in the Chrome side. They don't get that many views, but They all deleted their accounts on Twitter because they said this would never happen and shit, and so they looked dumb as fuck, right? So they all deleted their accounts.
That counts.
They're like hardcore PlayStation fanboys. I don't really understand. Well, listen. I don't understand being a fanboy of anybody. Sony ponies, yeah, I know. These are new age Sony ponies though, because it's like, seriously, Jack crashed out the hardest. Yeah, he said he woke up and he's like, "What the hell did I just see on my timeline?" And he's like tripping out balls and shit. And you're like, "Yo,
I,
Jack, move! I don't even think you even played Helldivers. Why the fuck do you care?"
I
I mean,
fucking
I don't know if he did or not, but I feel like he would.
look. I like all three consoles, but I find it funny like how there's the tribalism in the consoles. How much side you have to be on for consoles and the tribalism in consoles. You're a PS fanboy. You're an Xbox fanboy. Nintendo fanboy. I find it kind of funny
Yeah.
when, you know, and everything else.
Well,
Everything else.
just the other day, the Xbox fanboys are saying, "Fuck Microsoft and fuck Xbox. I'm getting rid of my fucking Xbox." Today, it's, "Oh, holy shit! PlayStation is putting Helldivers on Xbox." Fuck you, PlayStation fanboys. And you're like,
What
"What? Like, what the hell? Like, what
what
kind of
Xbox
fucking
people
switch
pissed
up is
off
that?"
when were they mad? They're gonna get rid of their Xbox. They're gonna destroy their Xbox. Was it hear
Yeah,
Gears
they
going to
were
PlayStation?
till today.
Until today.
Yeah, Jack it says they may
How do you
crack.
react if Halo ever goes to Sony? Because there's been threats of Halo going to Sony for
Halo
years.
is definitely coming to PlayStation. It's on lock to go to PlayStation because they're making a remake. So
I
there's
want
just
to
a
see how.
hardcore Xbox fanboy. That's crazy. I did
Like I
not
said,
know that.
I like all three consoles, but I kind of want to see like the extreme the extreme fanatics of of the each console. Like
Yeah, I did say though. I'll say this now. The moment I see Starfield on Xbox, I will sell my Xbox. Not
it is an
because I want to
Xbox.
play Starfield on PlayStation. I already bought Starfield on Xbox. I have problems with the game,
Yeah.
but I would just be pissed off because it's like, well, why did I buy this thing anyway? Why did I buy an Xbox if all these games are just going to come to PlayStation?
The good
Because
thing I didn't
all
buy
my games are
Starfield.
on PlayStation.
I used Game Pass for Starfield, so I didn't full price.
I don't like I would I don't know. I'm just like kind of like upset where it's like, what's the point of having this thing when it's like I
Man,
have consoles that will play the games that I want. It's just that yeah, there's no Game Pass, but
Starfield is
never used it.
Bethesda's first blunder. I don't know. That might be their first blunder ever. Maybe Fallout 76 was a blunder
Mm,
at start,
so 76 was definitely a blunder.
but they fixed that
With the
over time.
Yeah, having an Xbox reinforcement like Halo would be epic. Yeah, that shit would be
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh my god. If Halo goes to PlayStation, the Xbox
I just
fanboys
don't care about
or
Xbox. It was a means to an end for sure. Oh, what's this? They made Crap Gamer cry over Quantum Break. Wasn't that bad? Lol, that's
are
crazy.
the Xbox fanboys crying about Perfect Dark? I mean, I know you were upset. I mean, I'm upset too.
Well, hold on a minute. Like, this is what I don't understand, right? Because I saw this and I'm like, there was people. There's a lot of confusion going on. So the report about Perfect Dark being canceled was just a report. It was not official. And then Jason Schreier, which I know people don't like Jason Schreier, but he does good investigating, and most of the time when he says something, it's true, right? It's not like
Mhm.
he's bullshitting about facts, but he's like, I'm gonna investigate, and so I was like, okay, well, we're probably gonna get an article about this soon, and Microsoft's gonna come out and announce it, but then the actress who's in the game came out and said the game is canceled and that they want a petition started so Microsoft can like, you know, bring it back or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, if the actress is saying that, what like I mean, maybe she doesn't know that much, but it's kind of weird if the actress who's probably under some contract is coming out and saying the game is canceled. That that looks bad. That looks bad. Why would the actress come out and say, why don't you guys come out and officially say it? Because not only you got like we got to remember there's two fucking developers working on this game. Like yeah, like the moment we saw Crystal Dynamic was working on this game, we should have known this game was getting fucking canned.
Mhm.
What company hires another company that they don't own to help them make a game? And we're not talking about a support studio. We're talking about another fucking development team who's coming in to design the game for this other team. And people on Twitter, I remember when that came out because I was like maybe like 2 3 years ago, and people were like, "This is okay. This is normal." And you're like, "This is not normal. This has never happened. What are you talking about?" Another studio is coming in to develop and create your game for you. What? Insanity. Insanity, man. What is 56K warning saying? Halo Master Chief is the Half-Life of MS. Well, not anymore. It's one of those game bundle that is so cheap to not buy over and over again. What are you talking
So
about?
we're still speaking of video games, but this is delving into video game slash live action movie territory. And also we got official
Let's
cast, or
let's
at least
talk.
the official cast of Street Fighter, live action Street Fighter. So far,
Did that just come out?
discussion
Or are
film
you
has a
talking
list.
about?
Discussion film.
Oh yeah,
Discussion film has a cast list of Street Fighter movie. Only one woman's been cast. It's only been one
yeah.
woman, Chun Li.
That is true. Actually, yeah. They only. I'm sure there's tons. They're casting like every day. There's like new casting and stuff.
Cammy. Where's Cammy? Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
read the
Cammy
cast,
and
the
uh,
casting list. So buckle up, guys. It might be
long as
really,
hell.
really surprise castings here. Okay. Tombstone Master Chief's gimmick. Okay.
Helldiver players are eating it up. I'm happy for them. I still have yet to play that game.
So here's the list. 50 Cent as Balrog. Andrew
Yeah, that
Koji.
was crazy.
Andrew Koji is Ryu.
Nice.
Overall Peck as Vega. That's the guy with the mask and the
Okay.
claws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes as Guile. Noah Centino as
Okay.
Ken. So Jason Momoa is not playing the mentor of Ryu and Ken. He's actually playing. Well, here, wait for it, Blanca.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so he's playing the green monster with the orange mane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Blanca. Kelly Liang. I don't know much about her. I just know she's Canadian because I searched her up. It's Chun
Okay.
Li. Woman Reigns is Akuma. Andrew Schultz,
Hmm.
not Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz, the comedian.
Yeah, this one was like, what?
Yeah,
What the hell are they thinking, Andrew Schultz? Get
a
the hell out
comedian.
of
I
here.
know, I know, a comedian.
Andrew Schultz is a goddamn fraud, man.
I
He's a
know.
fraud. All these Joe Rogan orbiters, man. Like, get them out of here, man. We got to talk about that, man. These
He's
people are
playing
these
Dan
people are
Hickey. Well, let me finish. Let me finish because
anyway.
I have two more.
Continue.
He's playing Dan Hibiki, and David Desherman is Bison. Walter Goggins is not Bison, but David Desherman is Bison. So no Walter Goggins.
Yeah,
So
Walter
only
Walter
one woman
Goggins
cast.
people wanted him. He's not in the movie, right?
No, no, he's not.
Yeah.
It was rumored that he was possibly going to play Bison, but it's not. It's David
By the
Desherman.
way, we say this and then he appears in the movie because that has happened before. Remember
Yeah,
we were like Pedro Pascal is in a Gladiator too? Or like
yeah,
no, Pedro what was his name? Paul Mescal or whatever is in Gladiator 2. Then the next day they said Pedro Pascal's in Gladiator 2. That was crazy work.
yeah.
I wish we clipped that. That was
And the
that would have
Schultz
been
is not
funny.
Ryu, man.
Oh
Orville
my
Peck.
god,
Who's
and
Orville
that's
Peck?
crazy, nah.
I don't know who Orville Peck is. Maybe I've seen what this person looks like, but I
Mike
haven't.
Tyson, get the hell out of here. I think I'm gonna strap
Oh, he's a
my Series
musician.
X to yeah, you might as well. That thing is junk now.
What a fucking
That is
musician.
junk now. Series X and S.
You think Street
Uh,
Fire? What do you think? You think Street Fire should be like? Because look, I know the '94 one was bad, but I liked it because it was so cheesy. It
I
was
think this
good
movie's
bad.
gonna be campy and cheesy.
I like
I
I like
still
look.
wish it was the guys who were you know the guy they walked away from the movie, which was a shame.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? The Australian YouTubers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah, I wish they really did that movie or did this movie because
Well, Mike Tyson's coming to
man, their
Toronto in
videos were
Mexico.
fucking hilarious back in the day. And they always did like the most extreme crazy shit. they've just been making horror movies, so it's like I kind of want to see them make like a big budget action movie. Apparently, I think they talked to James Gunn. I think they talked to
Really?
Marvel too. Yeah. You remember that DC and Marvel video that they made? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? That
Yeah.
was legendary. That was a legendary fucking YouTube video.
By the way, no, Walter Goggins is not Mike Tyson. By the way, blinded. Mike Tyson's coming to Fan Expo in Canada.
Oh, brother.
Andrew Schultz and Sub Zero. Well, Sub Zero's already is coming back. Andrew Sub Zero is ready. Actually, I think it's the same actor who's in the Street Fighter movie. I think it's Sub Zero. I think Andrew
Mm.
Koji Sub Zero, right?
Well, what do you think is going to be better then? Street Fighter or Mortal versus what the hell am I saying? Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, the thing is, Street Fighter's Sony, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Sony.
brother.
Look. The Gran Turismo movie's not that bad.
No, but it's directed by a decent director. Even
Yeah.
though he you know, Neil Blomkamp did have, he did make Chappie. Chappie is dog shit.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll never forgive him for making that piece of shit.
I'm pretty sure Andrew Koji, who's in this movie, in the Street Fighter, might be. I think he is Sub Zero in the Mortal, but he might be being new Cybot now, right?
I just realized what Red is typing. Joey Diaz.
I know
Oh
he's
my
doing
god!
that.
Can
I
you
know.
imagine?
I know.
Brendan Shaw. Oh my god.
Brandon Schaub sucks. He's a fake too.
No, but it's funny. I wanted to say all these like Joe Rogan orbiters.
Okay. He's not in Mortal Kombat. So who's in Mortal Kombat? Wait, is he
Theo
Mortal Kombat?
Vaughn.
Okay,
Oh,
no, he's a
brother.
Snake Eyes. He's the villain of Snake Eyes. Who am I
But
thinking?
all these Joe Rogan orbiters are now going to like Austin and stuff, and they're all going on these podcasts talking about how
I'm sorry,
like
but
Austin's a shithole and all this shit like that is funny as hell.
Theo Vaughn
And
doesn't sound
they're all just cooking his ass.
Theo Vaughn doesn't
Oh,
sound that
Whitney
intelligent. I'm
Cummings.
sorry. He
Ugh.
just doesn't sound that intelligent, Theo Vaughn. Like,
Theo Vaughn he's not that bad of a guy, but I don't know. I feel like he's like going in a territory that is just not his thing. Bobby Lee.
She could talk about her pussy. She could talk about her pussy the whole time with sex.
Oh, brother.
Because that's all women comedians do now is talk about men and like pussy and sex.
Oh, brother.
Same thing, you know.
Yeah, all the Joe Rogan orbiters are just Johnny Bravo. Like,
Bobby Lee Scorpion.
well, I mean, does anybody really watch Joe Rogan anymore? Of course not. Joe Rogan's a nutcase. But like he brought on Bernie Sanders and he was just like losing his fucking mind. It was like, what the fuck happened to Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan just lets
It
anybody
was crazy.
on. Joe Rogan lets anybody on, and he's
Not anymore, not really.
No.
He just brings on his buddies and like people I guess he's brought on before. They're comfortable going on, but
doesn't Theo Vaughn live near your city? Is he live in
Theo Vaughn is mentally challenged.
Isn't Theo Vaughn live in Tennessee? Does he live in Tennessee? Yeah, I think he lives in Tennessee. Ethan Klein is smoke.
Ethan Klein is smoke. Get the fuck
who's
out of here.
that? Okay, who's Hassan Piker?
Nah, Hassan Piker's not even a comedian. He can't be in the movie.
So neither is Ethan Klein.
Ethan Klein is a comedian. Well, debatable, but he's supposed to be a comedian.
I love Bobby Lee.
Wasn't Joe a Bernie bro? No, not anymore. He endorsed Trump.
Yes,
He went to his inauguration.
Yes, Theo Vaughn lives very near me. Look, I like how he words with Degrassi. Very near me. Very near me.
Lives very near me. Very near me. Oh,
Many
brother.
live in the national area.
Also, like Tony Hinchcliffe, like
oh my god,
what the hell is Tony Hinchcliffe doing? Who else is there's a lot of these like these shit comedians that are just when are they gonna have their downfall? Tony Hinchcliffe, he went on what's his name? fucking forget his name, bruh. You know who I'm talking about? Bill Maher. He went on Bill
Yeah.
Maher's, not his show,
Oh, his
his
podcast on YouTube.
rapey podcast show. Yes,
Yeah,
and
random or
he
something.
Bill Maher. I didn't even know this. Trump was suing Bill Maher. So Bill
Yeah, because
Maher
Bill
got
Maher's.
invited to the White
Yeah.
House, but Tony Hinchcliffe, who opened up at Trump's
Oh,
what do you
the
call it?
Puerto Rican
His
joke.
rally, he
Yeah, the Puerto
never
Rican.
even met Trump. Eh, eh,
Wait,
Like
not even at the
like
rally.
how embarrassing is that? Yeah, how embarrassing is that? How you open his
Maybe
show and he doesn't even say hi to you, he never even greets you, but yet he invites the guy he's suing
that's
to
not
come
suing
to the
anymore.
White
I
House.
mean,
Isn't that crazy?
that lawsuit that Trump was doing to Bill Maher was pretty stupid because Bill
It
Maher
was
used to make a
stupid for
joke
sure.
that his father was a orangutan.
It was stupid, but I mean, doesn't that show you? It's just like, and he's like, Tony Hinchcliffe, go watch that
So,
episode. If it go
Silver
or
Surfer's
watch clips, don't
katana.
watch the episode, but go watch clips of it. It's embarrassing,
Silver
truly
Surfer.
embarrassing.
Silver Miss Katana. I mean, how do you get from Street Fighter to Mortal
Theo
Kombat?
Vaughn is says, yeah, many comedians live in the
Yeah, that's true.
Nashville
That's
area.
true. They
Yeah,
do live in the Nashville area. That's true. There's a lot of comedians and musicians who live in Nashville.
but they're all admitting now, Shane Gillis is just trashing Austin. He's just making fun of Austin, and it must break Joe's little heart. And I mean, I would say he would lose hair from hearing this shit, but he's bald as fuck. So, like Joe is just he's every time too. Like someone had a compilation video. And I've been watching these videos just hating on Joe Rogan because it's so funny. But every time someone brings up like how Austin is a shitty city on his podcast, Joe always brings up the fact that LA is a shitty city. And you're like, dude, we're talking about Austin now. We're talking about how Austin is filled with homeless people. The water looks like piss water. There's homeless people trying to attack you on the streets. The food there is shit. And your response is, well, LA is just as bad. Like what?
I mean, there is a lot of homeless people in LA. I mean, but it is a bigger city
There
too.
is.
I mean,
There
like,
is, but still, if these comedians are pointing
I'm,
out, they're pointing out how they bought these, who knows, these $1 million houses, and then they're like, I was in my house and like a fucking giant spider bit me and a fucking mosquito bit me, and you're like, what the fuck did you expect going to Texas? I don't understand. It's blazing hot there.
I
You
mean,
you chose to go there. You didn't do
it's blazing hot
research.
in LA
No, you just
too.
listened to Joe Rogan, right?
It's blazing hot in LA too. Like,
Joe Rogan is awesome. He's the best UFC commentator.
yeah, he does
He's also
UFC.
the he's also no, I'm not gonna make that joke.
Do you remember?
Red's been joking and making fun of other people. We
Do you
can't turn
remember?
it around on him.
Do you remember? He was in that Kevin James movie, The Zoo, whatever it was, the animals. He
Joe
was Kevin
Rogan?
James. Joe Rogan was Kevin James was like a zookeeper. And he was trying to go back his
Oh,
girl, and like his girl was also this other guy was interested in this girl, and it was Joe Rogan.
right. Oh, brother.
And Joe Rogan used to I don't know. Joe Rogan used to be on what's the sitcom in the '90s with Phil Hartman. Then later on became with somebody else took the role.
Hmm.
Radio had Andy Dick on it. Yeah, I know. I know the grassy knows about it. Definitely knows.
No, I don't
We
know what
have
you're
one of the
talking
best
about.
comedian clubs in the country. Zany's National New Edition next door called the Lab of Zany's. The Lab of Zany's sounds like a lab for illegal drugs to be made.
That and that
Kevin
housed
Jesus
the most
Kano.
playful
Kevin
cats to
Jesus
keep us
Kano.
entertained while we wait in line.
Kevin Jesus Kano. Yeah, I can see Kevin James doing an Australian accent.
What was
I'm
the what was the
Rocka.
Oh, brother. Adam Sandler. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Was there something? What was there? I feel like there's something else. I'm trying to remember. Was there some news? Was there
But
something
it is.
something we forgot?
Adam Sandler. I know there's movies coming out this month, right? Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Happy Gilmore's coming out this month.
Same
That's
day as
crazy.
Fantastic Four, man. Same day as Fantastic Four.
Oof.
It's Netflix. Netflix. So they don't have to worry about box office. You don't have to worry about that. I think it'll do good on
Hmm.
Netflix. I think people will watch it. Right? I thought Naked Gun should
What's
be on
Adam
Amazon.
Sandler on
Yeah,
Netflix?
but his Netflix movies are like, eh.
They're ass.
Yeah, most majority of them,
Except,
yeah.
I mean, obviously we're not counting Uncut Gem because that was a
No,
Netflix movie, but
most of them are bad.
yeah, most of them are bad.
But I hope it's not like with Happy Gilmore. I hope so. And I,
Mm-mm.
but this is weird cast. I mean, like, I know you're not a wrestling fan, but the one with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Mm.
I accuse Roman Reigns in the movie because his cousin is The Rock and his it's Dwayne Johnson. His cousin's really
Mhm.
Dwayne Johnson, and I'm accusing of Dwayne Johnson and getting his cousin into the film. So I'm accusing him of nepotism.
Nepotism,
Yeah,
of
I mean,
course.
look, I like the Street Fighter movie from '94. I know it was campy, but it was fun campy, right? It was fun.
Mm.
And to me, Street Fighter always comes off to me to play in the video game. Always come off to me as campy anyway.
Sorry.
Like a lot more
Oh.
campy in Mortal Kombat, right? Like the tone of the two
Mm.
games. Street Fighter seemed more campy, kid friendly than Mortal Kombat to me. Like if I had to pick a PG-13 movie between the two, Street Fighter most likely be the PG-13 movie in Mortal Kombat.
Mm-mm. Mm.
You know, what do you think? I mean,
PG.
yeah, I mean Mortal Kombat's rated R, but like to me, like Street Fighter is a little bit
Street
more kid
Fighter's.
friendly, than Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
Yeah, I don't think anybody who would want a rated R Street Fighter movie.
Yeah,
No, Mortal
and
Kombat
it
is
also
definitely is
I
rated
mean,
R.
I understand when they made Mortal Kombat PG-13 in the '90s because video games back then were perceived. Majority of video
For
games perceived
kids.
it for kids. Yeah, for kids. Even Mortal Kombat, despite having blood in the Sega version, right, and fatalities,
Right.
always perceived for kids. No, but not anymore. Yeah, I think Walt Julius Bison. I mean, I like Jean-Claude Van Damme's character too.
Oh brother.
What?
Oh brother.
By the way, Tyler Black's wife is on
Oh brother.
Shriners. Dead or Alive is better. What? What is it? What?
Breaking
Is it not good?
news.
Breaking?
Breaking news.
What's the breaking? What's breaking?
There's no breaking news.
Go ahead.
The
What's
breaking
the breaking
news
news? There
is
is
that
no
there's
breaking
no
news.
breaking news. Well, actually, no. It's someone. Holy shit! They
Uh-oh.
does anybody know the game Ride to Hell Retribution? One of the worst games ever created. Apparently, the developers were trying to make a sequel to it. It's crazy work.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm just looking this
I
at
mean, Dead or
Reddit.
Alive is good for the. Dead or
Oh,
Alive
Dead
is
or
good to see the
Alive.
beautiful
I don't
women,
even
but that's
think.
about it.
Oh, they had a Dead or Alive movie, right?
Yeah, it was shit, but
Dead or Alive. When was the last game that came out? I feel like
the only people care
2017.
about that. They don't care about
I feel like that it's kind
London.
of dead,
People only
no?
care about Dead or Alive volleyball. They only care about Dead or
But they
Alive
haven't even
volleyball
made
now.
a
That's what they care
volleyball
about.
game in a while.
No.
Like that franchise is just dead.
The only care. Oh, Diddy's not free, by the way. You can still get
No,
charged
Diddy could
for
still get charged.
what's it?
Diddy could still get charged.
He's not gonna
I
get 20
mean, the
years though.
max he could get is 20 years. He was denied
He's not
bail.
gonna get there.
If he can get,
I
if
don't
he
think he's
can
gonna get half
get,
of
if
that.
he does get 20 years, I'm gonna count that at least as we got him. Okay.
I
We
mean, 20
can't let
years. How
this
old is he now?
motherfucker.
Like,
Well, he's like almost 60.
yeah.
It all depends on the judge. I think the sentencing is in October.
Oh yeah, Kevin Nash almost died in Punisher, filming Punisher.
Oh damn.
Max, I think. No, he's a wrestler, right? But he just saw the top.
You
He
mean
saw
you mean
wait, was it the
Punisher
race?
with
The first Punisher movie, not the second Punisher movie.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is a wrestler, but he has done some acting. He
Wait,
was a
wait, wait. You
Russian.
mean the
I think he
second Punisher movie?
was he in the
With
second
you're
one?
talking
Yeah, one of
about your
them.
with
I think it's with Thomas Jane.
the
I think the one with
Thomas
Thomas
Jane is
Jane.
the second Punisher movie. Because remember,
Okay.
they did a movie. Is this? Wait, 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 wait. Am I tripping? Isn't there a Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren? Or was that canceled?
Oh, yes, there was, but nobody remembers that. Finally, you know what? Nobody remembers that really.
No.
That's a good point. There was. Oh, so I
There's
mean, the Thomas
technically
Jane
three
Punisher
Punisher
movie.
movies. That's why I was saying, why wouldn't they put out the Punisher movie on, like, instead of putting that on
So,
Disney Plus, put it out in theaters?
so Kevin Nash was a wrestler, but he also did some acting. So yeah, the Thomas Jane movie, while they're filming the scene that because he plays one of
He
the
plays the
Russians
Russian.
out to kill. Yeah, during the filming, like apparently he got stabbed by accident by Thomas Jane.
Which, by the way, for some reason, I was about to say, my memory, man. I thought Thomas Jane was in Deadpool. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, why does it feel like he was in that movie? Like he walked out. He was one of the people who walked out with the Blade and Elektra.
No.
That was a waste that they didn't put him in the movie. He was the other person they really should have put. I know they put Gambit and stuff, but like,
They wanted Ben Affleck in
nah,
that role,
fuck
right?
Ben
They wanted
Affleck. They should have put Thomas Jane. He's still making movies. He's still in like relevant stuff. Like,
yeah,
they could have easily put
he's still
him.
around.
Yeah, he would have done it. That would have been epic too. Like that would have been sick. Waste.
More to know.
I mean, I still like Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, but definitely waste.
Also, Vinny Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they had Juggernaut and Deadpool, but I don't think it wasn't Vinny Jones. It was somebody else.
Somebody else.
Same with Psylocke.
Yeah.
They had Psylocke. Wasn't even Olivia Munn?
Yeah, all the
I mean, like, why waste
background
Olivia-
people. They were people from the other movies, but they weren't. I think maybe one of them was the guy who plays Azrael. I think was the same actor.
Yeah, it's the same actor. Azrael is the same actor. Toad, I think, was the same actor.
Hmm.
Pyro was the same actor. In the original, Sabretooth was the same actor. That's about it, I think. Right? Right? I think not. The Sabretooth is from the first X-Men movie, and Toad I think was the same actor. I mean, no, Pyro was the same actor. And then as Azazel, is it Azrael or Azazel?
Thought it was
Is it?
Azrael.
What is it? Is it?
Okay, maybe it's pronounced
It was
as
supposed to.
Zazer.
And then they had Cyclops. They had Cyclops and Juggernaut, but it wasn't the same people, same actors. Yeah. I mean,
The Russian was created by Garth Ennis. There you go. And I believe we'll see a new Russian in the Punisher special presentation. That would be cool to see. That would be very cool. I'm excited.
All right. Let's see what else before we wrap this up.
because it's almost 12:30.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I started a little bit later than usual, so. I don't know. What do you think of this? One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. Great movie, right? That's a tremendous movie. Hell of a movie. I'm sure you've seen it, right? There's a spin-off series in the works from the Chief Broden character. You know, the guy that kills, finally puts the end to Jack Nicholson's character suffering because he got velvetized, right? And he escapes, right? So they're doing a spin-off series with that character.
Okay.
Apparently.
I mean, okay, but like, who's writing it? I mean, when I hear their,
It doesn't say. It just says a spin-off series in the works.
like I don't.
It doesn't say deadline.
Okay, it really depends on who's making it. Then maybe I'll be more excited.
Oh, I did not know this. How can nobody mention this? Why do you nobody reminded me of this, guys? I blame you. Gillian McMahon. The Doctor Doom, the original Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah. He passed away. Yeah, he had cancer.
Oh
yeah.
I think he was a good Doctor Doom.
Yeah, he was pretty
for
good.
that version. For this. Oh man.
Yeah, he passed away. It's sad. You just saw this now? I thought you.
Yeah, I just saw this.
I posted that in the group chat.
I don't know. Oh, but the problem is, oh, you might have posted in the group chat. Did she?
Maybe not. I might actually. You know what? I think I put in my friends group chat. That's probably why.
No, you didn't. Not in our group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip. Big rip. Yeah. I was like, oh shoot. I didn't even know he was that young. I thought he was a little bit older. But
Is that why you left? Is that why you left the FBI spinoff show? Uh,
probably was that his most recent?
that's the most recent show I know he was in. Oh, he's also. Oh, is that why you left the? Yeah, the FBI spinoff show because he was it's a show FBI, right? Based on the FBI,
Mhm.
and there's a spinoff show with him as a lead, and
Right.
he was lead for 3 seasons, and then somebody else became the lead. I don't know if that's the reason why.
I see. Yeah, it's sad, man. Sad when people.
The Unwin Lee is Fantastic Four movie from the '80s. Doctor was garbage.
I don't know what the
He's
hell.
from
I don't know what he's talking about. He's on something fantastic for a movie from the
oh,
80s.
Degrassi.
What?
You know the Native American Indian character from. Sorry. You know
What's
the Native
up?
American character at the end of, from Overflew by the Cuckoo's Nest, that movie from the Jack Nicholson. That character that in Native American character, he's getting a spinoff.
Degrassi's like, what's getting a spin off now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate when they like like I really don't get it. Who like again, who is the one coming up with this? Then I can be like, okay, you know what? I'll give them the benefit of doubt. But like this is like, what? You're making a spin off on who? Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? It's so random. Like what? They're gonna make a spin off of one of the 12 Angry Men? Like what the fuck are we talking about? Like seriously, like I swear Hollywood just goes,
What do we
what's
make a
like
spinoff of against
can
this
we
guy?
can we make like is it possible we can make like a prequel to Citizen Kane and you're like, did you see Citizen Kane?
Can you make a prequel?
Like shit like that, you know what I mean? Like what? What are you talking about?
Prequel Citizen Kane.
Yeah, like they just throw shit at the wall and it's like what can we turn into a big franchise? And some guys like, I'm thinking we can turn Gone with the Wind into an MCU style movie. Huh? What? Get the fuck out of here.
From like the 40s, 50s, from like the 30s. Maybe we should get a spin off to Casablanca.
No wonder why.
Let's get a sequel to Casablanca. Or a spin off of Casablanca.
No wonder why. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't I'm just like this kind of just like popped into my mind.
So I don't know. Discussion film. Breaking news. The dad has landed in Budapest to begin filming Doom Messiah. I'm like, so why is that news? Why is that?
I didn't even know they finished the script to Dune Messiah.
I didn't know
they're
filming now. But wait a minute. I thought. Wait, she's in Doom Messiah. I thought she's in Spider-Man also, so she's going to be filming both. I guess she does have a big role in Spider-Man. If she's starting filming now for this movie. But like, my point is, why do you have to announce that? Oh, Zendaya is filming Zendaya's in Budapest filming Messiah. Who cares? Who cares if she's in this country? No, good job.
I mean, the only people who care, I'm sorry to say, is stalkers, but
yeah.
Hopefully they don't get a ticket and fly out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but thank you, discussion film. We're gonna get people stalking Zendaya down in Budapest.
No, but is the script gonna be good this time? Shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I'm like people are like, yeah, do Messiah, and I'm like, I mean it will look nice, that's for sure. But I don't know about that script though.
Are you playing Marvel Rivals again?
No. When the new season comes, I said I would. Maybe.
You know what? You don't want the Spider-Man.
It's not the new season.
The Tobey Maguire dance.
Yeah, that's next week though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always show off the content for the new season a week before.
Yeah, that's true. As
Yeah,
for
it's kind
Warner
of annoying.
Brothers' positive development on an underwater thriller starring Tom Cruise and Anna de Armas.
Yeah, I did hear about that because of money
Two hundred
issues.
seventy-five million. God,
Yeah, it's a Tom Cruise movie though.
because they're gonna start shooting without a completed script. Sounds about right.
Oh, oh, wait. Degrassi said that about Dune. I
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Marvel's saying
was
that.
waiting for Degrassi to say that
This busting film should come back to Twitter. I agree.
because they're going to start without a complete script. That'd be
Yeah,
the
Spider-Man brand
fucking
new release
best.
August 1st.
Yeah, Spider-Man Miles Morales is called that because Miles
I
Morales is
mean,
Miles Morales and not Spider-Man.
I am meeting it. I mean, look, I
I
am
do,
meeting.
I do. We should talk about names in Marvel Comics, specifically Marvel Comics, because I do think it's like the amount of characters Marvel Comics has who are their current okay, their current iterations of the character. They're currently running around and they're all this name the same thing. There's two Captain Americas. There's two Spider-Men. There's two Hawkeyes. There's two I'm trying to think of another character who has like two versions of them. I think that I might have hit it now. I don't know. That's like it's just weird to me. Like in Hawkeye, they even make that joke. It's like we can't both be Hawkeye, and it's like well fuck it. I'm gonna take it. I don't care. And they have to like fight over the name. But now it's like everybody has the same mantle. Like soon there's just gonna be like every
Get
character is
your
just
own
gonna
name.
have the same name. Yeah, it's I don't know. That's like my biggest gripe with Marvel right now. It's like Miles
Look at Batman.
Morales as
Look at,
Spider-Man, like people like he's Spider-Man, right? But it's like, but yeah, but it's like, don't you want him to be differentiated like from
yeah.
Peter Parker? Like I don't know. Same
Be
thing with
Hawkeye.
it's like okay, if there was no Peter Parker and he was Spider-Man, I'd be like okay, right? Or if like there was some like for instance, it's like okay with the Justice League, not Justice League, Green Lantern. It's like yeah, they're all Green Lanterns, but it's like that's their kind of like uniform, right? It's that's their job. You know what I mean? DZ has like yeah, I get that, but like eh, I don't know, man. It's like they still got like Kid Flash and you know what I mean? Like there's still some names to them, even though they're all just called the Flash. You know what I mean? But like I don't know with Marvel, I'm kind of just like really is two Captain Americas? There's two Captain Americas. How I'm really more like there's two Captain
Yeah, it's
Americas. Like I
funny.
don't understand that. Yeah, because it's
It's
like
funny because I
okay,
just see.
isn't shouldn't there only be one Captain America? Like like someone's got to step down. Like Steve, you got to step down for a little bit, and then I can be Captain America.
It's funny
I
because
don't know. I'm just kind of.
that's a Captain America comic you're planning to buy, right? Because Chip Zdarsky. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, it's gonna go up against Doom.
Oh, there's like two Doctor Strange. There you go.
Yeah,
Like what? Like okay, I get. Well, no. If there's two Doctor Strange, that doesn't really make any sense. They could be the Sorcerer Supreme, but it's like there's two Doctor Strange. It's like
it would be
I don't really
funny.
get it.
Adam Strange joins the MC universe. Becomes Doctor Strange. No.
They got a Marvel. Listen, DC. I think I'll let DC slide. DC is the one. It's like okay. Marvel. I think Marvel needs to do a little bit better. Like like, come up with something interesting, something to a reasoning, a legit reason. Then if you like them all as
Yeah,
everybody's Captain America, everybody or anybody can be Captain America at the same time as everybody else, I guess, or whatever. Like, can
anybody
there
can
be
be.
like a reason, like a logic, like how, like, and another thing too that I always wonder is like, how do the people in the universe differentiate between the two? Like when they say Spider-Man, like how do they know they're talking about Miles versus Peter? That's
Yeah,
the one thing where I'm like, I don't know if that's ever been addressed. I don't think I've read a comic where that's ever addressed. Where it's like, how do they differentiate between the two, right? Like, do they really? Is there people just really like going the red Spider-Man and the black Spider-Man? Because then you're like, then people are confused. I don't know. I just feel like it's just like it's just something bothers me. It's just like
We are Robin. Yeah, I mean, like we
we
should
are
end it
Robin.
here.
I remember that series. We are Robin.
Yeah, we should end it here. It's 12:30 our time. I'll be back tomorrow.
I'll be
Don't
back
know.
ranting.
Yeah,
Tomorrow I'll
I
just
don't
come on
know.
here as Aaron World Order then. How about that? There will be two Aarons on stream.
Yeah, yeah, I have a variant of mine. Yeah, that'd be two errands. I don't know what we'll be talking
No, it's
about
not even a
tomorrow. I
variant.
just,
I'm my own person. I'm just called Aaron too.
yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you do that. Yeah. And then,
Just two
yeah, so
Reds.
two friends. Oh, that's
Two
no, no.
Degrassis. If there was a
Two
second Degrassi
TJs.
that appeared in the chat and he started saying absolute bollocks, we would all be like, "What? Why is there another Degrassi? Why is he called Degrassi 2?"
Oh,
Just
no.
wait for Degrassi 2 to appear in the chat tomorrow.
You know, it'd be scary if it was two
Sideways
jarbles.
2.
It was two jarbles.
Oh, brother. Who would want to pretend to be Jarbo though?
Yeah, true.
Like no one, not even Jarbo wants to pretend to be Jarbo.
Yeah, yeah, that's because we had a 1st of July. Two turtle scissors. All
Too
right.
cheered.
So tomorrow, I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. Sunday, I can still do the tracking videos, right? To blind it, the the new YouTube updates policy. It's gonna come mid-month. Won't affect the tracking videos.
No,
Okay, okay.
not gonna affect
Just making
anything.
sure.
You're not the one doing it at that. What I was talking about before.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, I'll
We're
do
good.
some. Okay, I'll do the
I
tracking
was
videos
once
then.
working with two dudes named Chris. One was Black Chris and the other was White Chris. Yeah,
And they were
I
both
was like that
Latino.
at my school, but they were both Latino. Okay, that's I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, so Sunday we do the AW tracks. Monday there's no stream. Tuesday there will definitely be a stream. Wednesday there will be a stream. Thursday is gonna be a stream, but Thursday is gonna be my review of Superman. And that's not a stream, that's a video because it's gonna be non-spoilers on Thursday. So Thursday will be a stream about something else. And please, if you see Superman on Thursday, don't come to chat and mention anything spoiler thing on my live stream, please. Okay, okay. I'm gonna let you know again in a couple of more times as I do more streams as we lead to Superman. And Friday next week there'll probably be a stream that's not Superman because I think Blinded is seeing it Saturday, right?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. What you're seeing at night, right? Night.
I mean, I'm probably. I'll just say probably
So
yes.
I'll give guys an extra day, so I'll do it next Saturday. The Superman spoiler stream next Saturday.
Oh yes, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
and then in 2 weeks from this Saturday, it's gonna be a Comic Con stream. I hope it's interactive like last year, but I have my doubts. Last year was a pretty good stream because Marvel Studios was there and the Penguin panel was there, and Marvel Studios is not there this year, and Peacemakers, and I don't think Peacemakers could be as big as a Penguin stream because let's face it, Penguin's Batman related. Peacemaker is Peacemaker. No, no, I know DCU James Gunn. There's a chance, but we'll see. That
Brother.
means I'm moving the Fantastic Four spoiler stream to the Sunday after the Comic Con Saturday. Yeah, I know I do AW tracks on Sunday, but at the end of the month, that Sunday is gonna be designated for Fantastic Four. When do you plan to see Fantastic Four? The weekend, right? The Saturday or the Friday to Saturday, right?
Maybe not. I'll have to tell you next
Okay.
week, or the week before I go see the movie. Sorry, I forgot.
I mean, that's far off the movie, anyways. But yeah,
Yeah, that's at the end of the month.
like the week in between is good for me. Like it's perfectly good because there's nothing really. I mean, there'll be stuff to talk about, but like I don't have exactly plans for that, right? Like I'll plans in my mind.
Yeah,
But the week after
I'm
this,
waiting. I'm
yeah,
I'm waiting for some news at Comic Con. That's what I'm. We can get some book announcements, things like
We
that.
need. You want me to do? Want me to do a mid max movie? Sadness, disappointment, distracting. You know, I
After Superman, after Superman.
guys. We're in the same. Most of us are in the same group chat. Okay. Or if you want private, DM me privately. If you're not in the group chat or not, even if you're not in the group chat, like I said, you want me to do a video? Give me ideas. Do a detracting video on. I mean, I got ideas besides
Mm.
Jessica Grace. I got like some Snyder people, harsh critic, people like that. Sturgis, or maybe
What's
Wendy.
up, bud?
What's up, bud? Yeah, harsh critic. That Snyder chill. Um, people like that. Always give me a. But there's definitely gonna be a lot of Superman talk after Superman for sure. Same with Fantastic
Hmm.
Four. Um, yeah, it's gonna be like a more busier month towards the mid next this week. This week will be a busy week for sure with Superman, and toward Thursday to Saturday will be more busy with Superman. The week after, I won't be as busy. Won't be as busy with right. I'll be busy with other stuff, but not really planned busy. I would call it.
Right.
Except Donkey Kong, I'll be busy Donkey Kong in the third week of this
Hmm.
month. It comes on the 17th, I think. So I get Donkey
Yeah,
Kong,
that's gonna be a good game.
and then the week leading, and then the week after that is the final week of the month is Fantastic Four. I'll see it on the Thursday because I got tickets on the Thursday. It'll be a non-spoiler review, same thing, and I'll watch. I'll do Happy Gilmore. I mean, every Friday is Let's Talk Pop. Remember that. Remember that. But I'll keep you updated because things could change. Things could change. Now, look, not everything is going to be. I'm not going to say everything is 100% guaranteed. I can't promise you that. Can't.
Hmm.
I can't. You want me to do I haven't done an Air July stream in like almost a year. Since September.
Mm.
But yeah, like,
Possibly,
share,
but
subscribe,
yeah.
comment below.
Peace,
Oh, I
guys.
tomorrow I might look at Movie Hub, Bub. Maybe we'll look at his videos on him on dunking on Snyder cult people. I want to take a
Mm.
look at that again. I did that last week. You got to join me for that, Blind. Me and George are having fun. Join us for that.
Okay.
Yeah, later, guys.